Live. Oh, you know what? I don't have you on. Let me figure that out. It's just me, guys. Bobo's here. You know what Bobo says? He said it was a great video on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good.
The video you published or the one that we recorded?
The one that we did. Yeah.
The live?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Let me get you on board here.
I suppose either way, thanks.
All right, there we go.
All right, you got me?
I got you. You're on.
Okay. The very first thing I want to tell everybody is that you guys are missing out if you're not following DK Astrology on Twitter. Because DK Astrology predicts everything.
Yeah.
Calls it every time. Today, she retweeted a few other. This is Jake Sherman is a White House reporter. You know.
What's up, Nosy Trolls?
A politics reporter in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Said a few other GOP members messaged us over the weekend saying that they too are considering retiring in the middle of the term. And DK Astrology retweeted this saying that it's exactly as she forecasted, that they're going to jump the sinking ship. She said, astrology never lies. Let me post the original below again. She clocked it.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. And this is what she said. Astrology pins November and December into the first third of 2026. Crisis around power struggles. Crisis and power struggles for Republicans internally and externally, jumping, sinking ships, betrayals and such. The impending Pluto square and other indicating factors. Mark this tweet. She told us all about it in November.
That is
November 10th.
Fucking awesome.
So earlier this month. But she said November, December, and into the first third of 2026.
Amazing.
Yeah, she always calls it. She always calls them like celebrity pregnancies and stuff too. She's great. I actually have her like on notifications, you know, because I never want to miss anything she says. DK Astrology.
DK Astrology, man. She's the real deal. So Bobo's here. No Trolls is here. Lacey is here.
Sweet.
Delicate is here.
Wonderful.
Fel Bomling is here. Scientist is here. What's up, you guys? It's so good to see you. We have lots to go through. First of all, let's just whip through like what we watched because it's all fairly simple and we don't have to get too in depth. I wanted to share with everybody this statistic, and I'll see if I can pull it up because let's see if I have it. It's a statistic on Eric Roberts. Have you heard it? You know what I'm talking about?
A statistic.
He's the most prolific actor of all time by like a huge margin. He has 95 projects in the works. He has almost 900 projects completed in his career.
900.
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts is the most actingest actor of all time.
The most prolific actor of all time, and it's not even close. It's so funny because I remember we had this guy. I mentioned Joe Dane in the book. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So Joe Dane was an actor who stayed with us at the condo, who was also Edie Rob's client. Mm-hmm. He booked a Ma Baker movie with Eric Roberts in it. And I just remember thinking, that's so fucking cool that you get to work with Eric Roberts. Little did I know
and apparently
that my fucking
does.
mother probably worked with Eric Roberts and didn't even know it. Yeah, he is the most prolific actor. And so I wanted to show you one of the like movies that when I saw it as a kid, it blew my mind. Like I couldn't believe it. I wanted to be as cool as Mickey Rourke, and I wanted to, and all I felt was like just this deep empathy for Eric Roberts' character in The Pope of Greenwich Village.
I think it's Greenwich, isn't it?
Greenwich Village. How do you say it?
I don't fucking know.
Greenwich. I think you're right. Greenwich Village. What do I am from fucking Winnipeg?
I don't know anything about New York either.
The Pope of Greenwich Village. Why do I got to ruin things, bro? 1984. And directed by, what's his name there? Stuart Rosenberg, who, if you look him up, he's prolific.
Yeah, he did Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke. I love that movie. So, and not surprisingly, I think probably the film's best feature is its look. I think it looks dope as hell. The shots are gorgeous. The color's amazing. I mean, just love it all as far as all that goes. But anyway, so I thought I'd show Angela the movie that like when I saw it as a kid, and again, it came out in 84. So I probably saw it when I was 15 or 16 years old. And it just blew my mind back then. I loved all the characters. I thought Daryl Hannah was the coolest chick that ever lived. I love that she made off with 45 large. Oh shit.
You spoiled it.
So anyway, I was really glad to show it to you. It didn't age all that well, although on the other hand, I really did remember Eric Roberts being so fucking over the top. It was just almost unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
But I still, for nostalgia, from on a nostalgic level, I just love it so much. But my Tiny Pineapples are probably 3. And I'm giving it 3 because I thought that the cinematography was really great. I thought the script was pretty cool. Like, it's complex writing, even if, I know a lot of it gets bagged for the way it does 5 different versions of New York or whatever. But I still think that a lot of the writing was pretty top shelf for the most part. It was a complicated script. Like, I can't write those kinds of scripts, with all that shit going on in such different, crazy ways and juxtapositions and whatever. So I don't know how else to put it, but
the movie made a lot more sense to me when I was reading online, and somebody said that it initially was supposed to be for De Niro and Pacino, because I'm sure.
Can you imagine? And it wasn't until Heat that they actually ended up working together.
Yeah, I know. It was supposed to be for De Niro and Pacino, and then with an Italian director. And when that didn't work out, they're like, okay, shit, what do we do?
We'll get a Jewish director. And we'll give it to Mickey Rourke and Eric Roberts.
Yeah, and they'll play like they're Italian cousins.
Well, I can see why it wouldn't go, because I don't think either one of them would want to play. Well, I'm not going to spoil.
I thought the whole thing was a cartoon.
Yeah,
I thought it was like if they were playing like the Toontown version of like a New York mob movie, then this is how big they would act, both of them. Like Mickey Rourke just punches shit constantly the entire time. He gets angry and punches things. Sometimes he kicks. And then Eric Roberts is like Johnny Big acting.
But he's Johnny Cool through the whole thing, though. Like, he punches things.
Really enjoyed.
But every time when he's done, he's like,
okay, I got to get my shit together.
Like,
I got to get my shit together.
He was the coolest guy, dude. Like, he was so cool. It was ridiculous. The guy's dripping
his
cool.
His performance is definitely super quotable because it's so over the top. And I actually really enjoyed watching him and his totally wild choices the whole way through, because
Eric Roberts.
Yes, because without Eric Roberts, I would have been extremely bored the entire time. I thought it was a really fucking boring movie. But
yeah, and that's understandable. I mean, I was so caught up in the nostalgia, I couldn't possibly gauge it that way. But
I gave it 2.
2.
Yeah.
Rosenberg is rolling in his grave. I'm sorry, Rose.
I just didn't buy any of it. It was just, none of it was realistic at all whatsoever. I was like, okay, if this is a cartoon, then it's a good cartoon. If it's not a cartoon, then holy shit, what the fuck is everybody doing? And why is Mickey Rourke punching everything? Also, his hair, Mickey Rourke's hair was the weirdest. He had basically it was like somebody styled him to look like Betty Boop. He had it was all gelled and shaped. It was fucking, the whole time I was like, what is going on? There'd be one curl in the middle and this Bram Stoker's Dracula, how the white wig that they put him in.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Well, it ends up on a lot of people's watch lists because it won an Oscar for Best Actress in a Supporting Role.
Yes. I think that if the movie had been, she's probably in 6 minutes of the movie. And I wanted the movie to be about her, and the whole movie. She was amazing. Watch it for what's her name?
Is it Geraldine Page?
Yes.
Yeah.
She makes it worth watching.
Geraldine Page won the Oscar for her portrayal of Mrs. Ritter, and it was, I mean, that one scene I thought made the movie worth it. That's why I'm going 3. I'm it's an Academy Award winner for a good reason. I have to go recommend C on it. Also, I think that you just can't. It's hard to find a Mickey Rourke like that. That's just a really great Mickey Rourke role. And it's cool if you don't get it. That's cool, and we're gonna differ on that.
None of it made any sense.
It's not about that. It's about him, his charisma, his it was all there. He you could see why Hollywood wanted to make him a big fucking giant star.
Well,
in this
what
movie.
I don't understand is that every single time that he's in a social situation with his girlfriend or his cousin or fucking whatever, and he starts punching and kicking shit and fucking trashing the place, nobody's ever once hey bro, what the fuck is your problem? It just seems so unreasonable.
Yeah.
That the girl would want to stay with him after he's acting so fucking reckless and dangerous. It's fuck, whatever. I'm 2 stars. One is for cinematography and one is for Geraldine Page, as you said her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's exquisite.
Well, 2 stars it is from Angela.
Oh, and the guy who plays
3,
Barney.
that's 5. That's 2.5 on average.
And the guy who plays Barney, the third criminal accomplice.
Yeah.
He was awesome. I wanted the whole movie to be about him too. He's an
So
actor.
that's 3 stars.
No, no.
You're, wait, he's sharing a star?
Yeah,
Man,
they're all 3 are sharing a
Dude,
star.
you're harsh. Hang on a second. Adam is here. Adam said it's kind of like super refreshing. Adam said, I saw your movie at a revival festival. That's interesting. Where Don's Plum makes festivals, and was told that you all sued each other over it, which seems a bit dramatic.
It was dramatic.
Oh my God, bro. If you only knew.
You have no idea.
But really good movie nonetheless. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for watching the movie and coming by and saying that, because that means everything to me. You can't possibly understand.
That's great.
The joy that I feel when that happens.
Can I know more?
And it happens on this channel once in a while.
Can I know more from Adam? Adam is Adam 77.
Can I know the name of the festival?
Yeah.
Dude, why don't people call me? I would have zoomed in.
A revival festival, where and when?
I would have done a whole questionnaire.
You're not going to get them in trouble, don't worry.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I'm grateful.
Yeah, we want to know who is trying to show Don's Plum to people because they like it.
Yeah, and the lawsuit wasn't really about drama. It was scandalous. It was absolutely fucking scandalous, man. So,
yeah, well, so
I believe it was greed based.
As I understand it, just from reading the depositions from the lawsuit that you were in with those guys,
yeah,
it was like, okay, they blocked your film from getting distributed,
yeah,
and they ruined your reputation all around town by bad mouthing you to people who you'd already had relationships with, like business relationships.
That's true.
And then your producer David Stutman had spent months trying to talk to DiCaprio and being like, bro, like, can you just like let it go? Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Can't we work something out? And he was like, yeah, well, I'm just still thinking about it. And he like led him on for so long until finally he was like, fuck this, I have to sue. But you guys couldn't get a lawyer because Leo, you guys couldn't pay for the lawyer. You had to get a lawyer on contingency. Yep. And it wasn't until Titanic dropped that the lawyers were like, oh, okay, there's probably some money in this.
Yeah.
And then they took your case. So you were basically like your film was getting blocked and they weren't facing any consequences whatsoever, even a lawsuit for several months. But
film, career, relationships, friendships, everything got blocked from one day to the next, all based on a lie told by Tobey Maguire. And based on a conversation that me and Toby had.
It was like vindictive, like they were trying to punish you.
It was fucking gnarly.
So
it ruined my life.
There was no other good. It was like a personal beef that Toby had with you.
Yeah.
And then he turned it into destroying the movie that was made by dozens of other people and ruining the opportunity for any of his actor friends to benefit from the movie they'd all made together.
Yeah. That's cool that we were on a revival festival. I want to know all about that shit, man. You got to tell me about that. That's so cool.
That's neat.
Hell yeah.
Did everybody like it? Is what I want to know.
He did. Adam liked it. That's enough. It looks like Adam might have been born in 1977. So that makes Adam 7 years my junior, which is interesting because when I made this movie, I was, Melbourne. In 2017.
Very cool.
Yeah. I the thing about Australia has been very kind to Don's Plum. Australians in general, very kind to Don's Plum. They really get it.
Was it distributed there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got to enjoy it.
Yeah. They probably had a decent print for that festival as well. Well, that's so thrilling. Well, thanks for coming and telling me so much. That's really great.
Phil Bumling wants to recommend the new Predator movie. It was a great follow-up to Prey, Predator, the previous one, but really had little to do with it. Great time at the movies. Elle Fanning stole the show. Oh, good to know.
Really? Well, that's really awesome.
Yeah, we're going to wait.
I did hear about that almost like, I heard that coming up like, yeah, I heard that was, there was word on the street.
Do you like the Predator movies? Like, do you like the concept?
Do I like the Predator? Yeah, I like the Predator movies. Why not? Sure.
I always thought
My brother drew the comic once.
No way.
Yeah, he drew a bunch of Predator. Yeah.
That's neat. When?
Yeah. Back in the day, man, 90s, whatever it was,
That's
2000s.
cool.
Yeah. Pretty fucking neat.
Did it always have the same look, or did each artist get to change it a little?
I don't really know. Yeah, I didn't draw it. I have no idea, but yeah, Doug would be able to answer that question, I'm sure.
I think it was really neat how they kind of decided over the years that like canonically the Predator movies, the Predators, that there's different kinds.
Yeah.
Like there's different varieties of Predator, like different races of the Predator species.
Yeah.
It's super neat.
It's Adam just responded. I should say it's Adam is Adam77 said, sorry to disappoint. I was born in 1998. You're a trickster, Adam.
It's not disappointing.
No, I'm definitely not disappointed.
No, it's even better. It's even better because he likes your movie.
Yeah, 3 years after he was born 3 years after it was shot.
Yeah.
I know, man, like Don's Plum. Well, that was, our hope was that we could make something that, could wouldn't age itself, wouldn't be, is that the right term? Am I doing that right?
That wouldn't age, yeah.
Yeah.
Ageless.
Yeah, somewhat ageless. I mean, you're never going to have that. We're talking about Nirvana and this stupid thing. But man, I love the movie, and I love that people love the movie. It's really exciting. It's so cool.
Cosmic Urgency is scolding you. Says, I guess I'll cross Pope off my watch list now that I know the ending, thanks to spoiler-free Dale.
No, you don't know the ending. You don't know the ending. Here's what I'll tell you about that movie that is definitely not a spoiler. If you watch that movie, which I do recommend, you will hear the name Charlie so many times. You will not believe that a script could contain a name so prolific through all of its pages as this does the name Charlie. But it is crazy. I mean, everybody can't stop saying Charlie. For whatever reason, I found it kind of charming to the character. It was weird. It was like, as I was experiencing that, I was like, wow, everybody's saying fucking Charlie, and there's something to it. Like, there's something to it in terms of sort of transference of like, it was as if like we all got, like, I got to know Charlie better because everybody knew him by Charlie. Hey, Charlie, what's up, Charlie? No, I'm talking Charlie. Everybody said fucking Charlie so many times that I felt like I knew him, It was like I was like in on it. I don't know. I gave it 3, you give it 2. Watch it your own pearl. It's got a great fucking cast though. Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts, Geraldine Page, Daryl Hannah. Forget about it. And the list goes on. The great Udo Kier.
Yes.
Is no longer here.
Udo Kier has left the building.
81 years old. The legend is gone. I, of course, know him most from Lars von Trier's work. I think he's been in bloody everything he's made.
What an incredibly awesome career that he got to work with, like, David Lynch and Lars von Trier, and he was just like the weird guy that you could put in your movie and be a weird guy. Super intense. They're like, hey, we need somebody to do like, to just like sort of like linger and then show up and just like stare intensely. Who could do that?
Yeah.
Oh, call Udo. Get Udo on the phone.
Yeah, he could definitely win all the staring. Like, he could blink in a staring match and you would still not even tell him he did it. Like, you would be like, no, you won. You totally won.
I was first aware of him and his intense facial expressions when he was working with Madonna. Remember, she was making all these like...
Yes.
She was making
I do remember those.
Movies and music documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Udo was always there. He was always in the mix.
Yeah, he's so intense. And I'm sad. He lived to 81, a decent length to his life. I'm hoping for 81. If I could get to 81, when I'm at 81, if I'm capable, I will stand up and I'll have an 81 dance. It's so funny because like if it's like funny how like people like, what ageism and, just people like disrespect and like, and how the goal is really to get old. It's just like a weird thing. It's like a whole weird dichotomy that people grow up kind of almost in our culture, at least, really disrespecting the elderly or kind of forgetting them or leaving them behind or, feeling the burden of them as opposed to revering them because not only are they elderly, which is like a privilege, but they want that very privilege. I mean, each one of them would beg for their life if it was coming up short, and about to leave, put them in a bad situation. Anyway, whatever. Let me answer a couple of questions here for Adam. Do you know Leo? Do Leo and I ever hang out? Yeah, we hang out all the fucking time. No, Leo and I don't hang out. We are actually, we're enemies, I would say, for sure. I actually wrote the book behind me called Two Real Hollywood Memoir because I did a documentary for the New York Post. And in 2019, at the end of the documentary, Leo called me a thief and a liar. And I was like, the fuck? No, I was just like, I had to answer because, I don't have the kind of money or resources to take on a near billionaire actor with billionaire friends. So I had to figure out something like, how can I respond to a guy who, in nothing but an egregious defamatory way, called me a liar and a thief? These are both totally untrue things. So it was very upsetting. And so I had to figure it out. And, just as COVID hit, I knew I was going to write the book. And so I spent 4 years writing the book. before I released it. And it's a good time. You should check it out. You can pick it up on my website for a signed copy, but which is freedomsplum.com. Or you can also read it for free on Kindle Unlimited, which is pretty cool. You can get like a free trial that'll last like 3 months, and the book reads like lightning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd be done in a week and a half if you're digging it.
Yeah, if you like the movie, you're gonna love the book.
The other thing is if you do it on Kindle Unlimited and you're like, this guy sucks, you know, good movie, fucking guy can't write a book to save his life. If you feel that way about it, then you won't have paid for it. You'll just be like, you just stop reading. I think you'll like it though, because I think it's as entertaining as the movie.
Adam77 also wants to know who sued who, if you have the time to explain.
Sounds like a song from The Who.
Leo and Toby started it, and so they became defendants in the lawsuit.
Let me answer. So David Stutman, producer of Don's Plum, he sued Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire for interference with our economic advantages, among other things. But interference of prospective economic advantage. So that was the initial lawsuit. Then in a countersuit filed by Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, I was sued along with Jerry Metters, Artie Robb, Jerry Metters executive producer, Artie Robb, my partner and the director and co-writer of Don's Plum. So then they sued us, and then we went through whatever that was, like a year and a half of hell. I mean, hell. It's so funny. Like we're covering this lawsuit between Beldoni and Lively. And like Lively went in and sat for a day. Their movie was like however long, took months to shoot. Ours took 6 days to shoot. I sat for 5 fucking days in my deposition. 5 days. 5 days. 1 whole work week.
That's crazy.
I got drilled by attorneys for 5 damn days, man. It's like a law degree, bro.
Are we missing volumes of your deposition?
Maybe it was 4 days.
It's 3.
No, it was more than no.
You might be misremembering because you sat for everybody else's deposition too. Like you were like attended them. So
it was multiple days.
Yeah. So you were like attending depositions for like a fucking month.
Well, I'll tell you how many is. I saw volume 4, so that means 4 days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean you would because you know everything. Like you were there every single day. Everything that happened through you. Like you would know.
Anyway.
And then Jerry Metters because he had his date book where he was doing all the business stuff. Many days. It was fucking excruciating. Don't get yourself into that kind of trouble. I'm so happy that you're piped in properly now to your earmuffs. We finally got that sorted. Shall we then go on to the next? Thank you again for your questions and for hanging out, Adam. I really do appreciate you. We're also we're just kind of an entertainment podcast, really. We got some friends we hang out with on a kind of regular basis. Don't cross Pope off Cosmic Urgency. Don't do that. It's because you spoiled it.
No, I didn't.
He's scolding you.
No, I didn't. Well, believe me, I didn't. Or I would have told you about. Okay. You have stuff, right?
Yes.
Tell me your stuff.
Did you want to talk about Jimmy Cliff, who has
Jimmy Cliff has
left
died.
us today?
Yeah, it's just a sad day. Jimmy Cliff, the reggae legend.
Uh-huh.
And look, I'm not going to profess to be some kind of reggae hipster dude. I knew of Jimmy Cliff's stuff. I didn't really know of Jimmy Cliff by name. Like it wasn't like I was sitting around going, when I heard that he died, I was like, I must know who this guy is. And it turns out I do.
Yeah, I mean everybody knows. Everybody knows. I can see clearly now.
Of course,
I guess was a cover. And then The Harder They Come. He also that became a movie. So he was like big shit in the 70s and 80s. But basically they credit him for kind of mainstreaming reggae.
Yeah.
But then he had like a whole like disco career and stuff too. So if you look for his records, the ones that he did in the 70s are really, really great. After that, it's a little hit.
It's a little dicey, yeah.
Yeah, because he got, his influence reached worldwide, but worldwide influence reached him too, and it's just a mess.
Yeah. We are not a Blake Lively podcast, Cosmic Urgency. We are covering that story, and it is a very big story. And Austin is here. Good to see you. So, yeah, come on now. We're not a Blake Lively podcast. I mean, unless she wants to start paying. Then I'll be coming. Also, she has to take a mic. I mean,
I wouldn't be mad. Okay. I also wanted to talk about there's some.
Did you see that she was in Trader Joe's in Connecticut?
Who gives a fuck? Somebody does that.
Apparently TMZ gives a fuck.
cares that she chops it. I was in a Trader Joe's today.
You were?
Yeah, not going to see me on any headlines.
I'm on this new soundboard, and now I kind of have to listen to this because it looks like I'm peeking a little bit. So I just want to check it out.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you want to hear more things?
Yeah, please.
I also wanted to tell you about, let's see. Oh, okay. We just had like some elections that just happened,
Yeah.
earlier this month.
The mayor and all that stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of these things people aren't really talking about because it doesn't make news, but Democrats are crushing school board races across the country.
Oh, good.
That apparently parents are done with book bans, anti-LGBTQ hate, and fake culture war bullshit. They want safe schools, real history, and fully funded classrooms. Because there's really an attack on public school, from the top.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you about that.
Hopefully Democrats will fucking do something.
It's winning the local elections that really matters the most. Like if you aren't usually a very engaged voter, the things that'll make a really big difference in your life are local shit like that, like especially the local district attorney.
Right.
It makes a massive difference. Anyway, so I just wanted to save that. I have other things too.
Okay, cool. I want more.
Okay.
Give me some juice, some tea. You got some tea?
Yes.
Give me some tea.
Representative Jasmine Crockett,
I don't know who that is.
You probably do if you saw her. She's this really cute black woman.
Okay.
But every time she opens her mouth, she breathes fire on everybody.
She brings fire?
She breathes fire.
She's a fire-breathing
dragon. And she's amazing.
Representative?
Yeah, she's really good at her job. She's a representative in the U.S. Congress. And she has released, apparently, evidence that reveals that... ProPublica reported that Kristi Noem, is that her name?
Yes, something like that. Whatever, the spender.
Yeah, so
the hey big spender.
So she has secretly diverted hundreds of millions of dollars in Department of Homeland Security funds to a consulting firm.
Dude, they were just in Vegas. Her and Kash Patel.
I know.
Fucking on the U.S. government. This one's on the government.
Exactly.
This one's on the government.
That's what it's like. So she diverted hundreds of millions of dollars in Department of Homeland Security funds to a consulting firm affiliated with her own campaign. And I remember this exact sort of same thing happening in Trump's his first term.
Yeah.
And then I had to look it up, and I couldn't believe how much scandal and fraud happened. So Tom Price, I don't know if you remember this. Tom Price was the Secretary of Health and Human Services. He resigned after it was revealed he spent more than $1 million on private chartered and military flights for domestic and international travel.
The government is just getting fleeced. The taxpayer is getting fleeced.
Including
and they're financing it with fucking tariffs. So they're taxing you so they can partay.
That's not all. So what he stole he paid for trips to a resort where he owned property. He reimbursed only a fraction of the cost. Excuse me. Ryan Zinke, I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but he was the Interior Secretary. I remember this one. He faced at least 18 federal investigations into his conduct, including allegations of lavish spending. He used private flights paid for by the taxpayers, a real estate deal in his home state of Montana, and retaliation against whistleblowers. So he resigned. Then there was Elaine Chao. She was a transportation...
Retaliated against whistleblowers is so funny.
Yeah.
Some fucking straight up gangster shit.
Elaine Chao, Transportation Secretary, she was investigated where she used her office staff to help manage affairs for her family's shipping business, which has strong affiliations in China. And then there was David Shulkin, Veterans Affairs Secretary. He was accused of improperly accepting high-value gifts, such as Wimbledon tickets, and directing staff to run personal errands.
I'd love to go to Wimbledon. It's something I've always wanted to do.
But I think I remember it was like Ryan Zinke, Interior Secretary. He actually had them build a skiff in his office. Do you know what a skiff is?
No.
A skiff is like, they have this in the Capitol building, the White House too. It's a room where you go in and it blocks all of the radio signals. So if you have a cell phone inside, nobody outside can hear it or talk with it or communicate. It doesn't pass through.
Okay.
So basically it's like a secure room where you could have totally secure conversations, and it doesn't matter if there's anybody listening devices outside or anything.
Okay.
The skiff is like totally secure from radio waves and
whatever. So you're on a skiff?
So he had one built in his office.
He had a skiff built?
Yes. And everyone's like, why the fuck do you need a skiff? He's the Interior Secretary. They're like, nobody has ever needed one of these, but he wanted one.
But I needed one.
Yeah.
It's like what's her name with Huckabee?
Huckabee?
Huckabee is
Yeah.
that name? Huckabee.
So anyway, so
Huckabee,
Jasmine
yeah.
Crockett is ringing the, well, I guess ProPublica too says Kristi Noem is doing the same shit. I mean, I think that's why they want a job in the administration is because they're like, oh, you mean I could live like a fucking gazillionaire?
No, because
on
he
taxpayer
does.
money?
Because
Yeah,
he does.
exactly.
Donald Trump is doing that. I mean, he's fleecing the government. He literally said that the Department of Justice owes him $230 million for the sham, whatever fucking legal shit that the Democrats tried to pull. He's trying to get the Department of Justice to cut him a check for $230 million.
That's why they call it a kleptocracy.
And then
they're
what
just
you hear from
stealing.
his fans that are always like, oh, he gives away he donates his salary.
Yeah.
He's literally trying to get $230 million from the Department of Justice. And believe me, that cat is well, we know he went to Scotland and opened up a golf course on the American taxpayers' dime, bro. Shit's crazy. It's a crazy timeline.
Yeah. They're kleptocrats.
They are.
They're
Indeed.
just trying to steal shit. I also wanted to tell you about a really strange political scandal happening
Okay.
with RFK. You know, who's like, it's so easy to make him a butt of jokes because he's such a fucking
Because
he's a
fucking got was it a brain worm?
he
or
belongs
something?
in a fucking carnival. This
He
guy.
ate bear meat or something, didn't he?
Yes, he eats roadkill, and he is shameless about it. He also said, and it's probably from
Well,
eating-
hey, listen, I got to tell you though that there was a cook show. There was like a food show.
Yeah.
And that's what the guy did. The whole show he would have dinner parties, like kick-ass chef or whatever, and he would have dinner parties, and he would go out and he'd find the roadkill, and then they would invite dinner, and nobody knew what they were eating. And all of a sudden they'd be like, yeah, you just had possum. Yeah, we found it. Like he makes sure the roadkill is safe to eat. Like it's, I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
It was a great show though. People were like, oh my God, that was so fucking delicious. What the fuck? Like they're eating, roadkill.
I went through a phase where I wanted to like experiment eating strange things. Like I went to New Orleans and I ate like turtle soup and shit. I was like, okay, that's cool. That phase was short lived. I can't imagine. RFK,
I can't do that. I won't
RFK
do that.
is this okay, but he's like really. He doesn't have any respect for anything. Okay, like the government had put up signs that said, "Don't swim in the river. There's toxic waste in the river."
Yeah.
And he went and took pictures of him swimming in the river. Like the guy just doesn't fucking give a shit. Like it was like raw sewage was in the river and he like took a picture where he was like, you don't have to let the government tell you what to do. Type shit.
Yeah.
And it was just him like splashing around in sewage water. Like, the guy's fucking weird. So anyway.
So Erica's here, by the way, and she's saying she's late because she's been watching Saturdays Live, which is very funny.
Oh yeah, it's so long.
Kylie DiCaprio is asking if I ever get writer's block, and then what do I do about it? Well, I suppose writer's block happens, but the thing that I feel about writer's block is that I don't really believe in it as a thing. I believe that that you have to just sit down and write poorly. Like writer's block is like, I don't know what to write. Well, then just write whatever you can, and don't worry about it being anything of worth. Just write through the block. You just got to keep writing. You just always got to keep writing. That's the only way to get through it. I spent 4 years on that book, and in 4 years, there were, I don't know, hundreds of times I would probably say, but certainly dozens of times where I sat down and was like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what I'm doing. All the self-doubt, all that kicks in. And then I just like put on some music and got myself in a bit of a mood. And then I sat down and I just kept writing. So the only remedy I have, and I'm not some prolific writer, but the only remedy I have for writer's block is writing itself. And writing without like expectation. Like, I don't care if I write something bad. You have to be okay with writing shitty stuff. Like the first deal you need to make with yourself in order to be, I think, successful is that it's okay to write shitty stuff. The way I was able to convince myself of that is I got my hands on some early Cormac McCarthy draft work. And I mean, it was so terrible. It was just terrible. And I was like, oh, this is joy to me. It was just like, I couldn't have been more excited. I was like, okay, so all I have to do is work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Writing is hard work. There's no easy way to write. It's hard work. And so you just keep writing through and the hardest part of it isn't the easy part of it. The easy part of it is when you're just sitting there and you're like, oh my God, the conversation just went back and forth. I could see the scene perfectly clear. All the blocking just came to me as natural as a fucking breath of fresh air. That's the easy part. The hard part is when you get hit a wall, and that's when you got to earn it. That's all. All right, what's next?
Well, I was in the middle of saying this thing about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's
right, because we went on the roadkill tangent and I digressed.
Yes.
My bad. I took you off that. Kate, reels back on.
It's fine. It's not like it's important or anything.
Let's hear about it. I can't wait. Let's go.
So he admitted to having he was talking about how he has a brain worm.
Yes.
And it's probably from eating fucking bear meat. Like, you're not supposed. This is the reason why people don't.
It's literally one of the things bear meat causes.
Right? The reason why you're not
right?
supposed to eat any animal that consumes other animals, right? Like, if you eat pork, that's why it has to be cooked really well, because it might have parasites. If you eat bear, it has to be like super well done, because it might have parasites that
so terrifying.
Can infect your brain. Okay, so he said that he has this, and he doesn't know where he got it. He thinks it's from pork or fucking bear or fucking whatever. Anyway, the only reason why I'm talking about this guy, because he's such a fucking carnival sideshow, is that he's the health secretary, I guess. He's like in charge of Health and Human Services.
Yes, he is. Yes, he's our guiding light.
Okay, so he has denied that he was involved in a scandal with a reporter, an extramarital affair.
Oh,
he has denied it.
That is juicy.
However, she is writing a tell-all memoir.
Sweet.
Okay, so she.
God, why can't my tell-all go? I mean, peroxide, bro.
Oh, it gets messier. It gets messier than this. Okay.
Yeah.
So Olivia Nuzzi is her name.
Yes.
She is an American writer and editor. She served as the West Coast editor of Vanity Fair.
Okay.
Prior to her time at Vanity Fair, she was the Washington, D.C. correspondent for New York Magazine. She worked at the Daily Beast. She was covering Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. She's like the workingest. We've seen her speak a bunch of times. She's excellent at her job.
Right.
It was really, really weird, this revelation that came out that she was having an affair with, of all people, fucking RFK Jr.
Have you seen his body?
Oh my God.
Have you seen it? It's like a leather sofa, a tight
it's
leather
like just
sofa.
Like a leather sofa.
It's like a tight leather sofa. You ever sit on a tight leather sofa? Very comfortable.
Have you ever heard him talk?
Oh, I don't even know how that's possible. What happened?
No, I thought you were going to make a joke about how it's actually
Did
sexy.
he like swallow sandpaper at some point in his life? Like what happened?
People have their assumptions about maybe how he might have destroyed his vocal cords, probably by like ingesting some fucking bacteria or something.
Right. He's like, this is supposed to help you.
Yeah, like maybe somebody took a picture over his shoulder, like he didn't know he was being filmed, but somebody took a video over his shoulder of him drinking, what is that blue liquid? You said that RD used to do a bunch of like homeopathic or like natural remedy tinctures and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the fucking blue one?
Oh, I don't know. Where
it's
is
like
it?
Silver something.
Colloidal silver?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
He put like 4 droppers.
People poison themselves with that.
It's another thing he was doing. Somebody watched him put like 4 full droppers in his cup of water, and everyone's like, "You're supposed to take like drops." Like maybe. Anyway,
Cosmic Judy said Glenn Powell should have played Ryle.
Dale.
And I agree.
I know I'm going on a long time with this story, but you got to stop.
Okay, sorry. That's hilarious.
Okay, so
yes.
Olivia Nuzzi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Robert F. Kennedy. We know who they are.
I'm trying to look up Olivia Nuzzi. How do I spell her last name? I got to see this person.
Nuzzi. You'd recognize her because she used to be on the TV when we used to watch
coming
the
up right away. Olivia.
Okay.
Wow.
So
well done, sir. I mean, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. So she has this.
Wait, I guess it's the leather sofa.
Okay, but listen.
Okay.
So her fiance at the time left her because of this affair allegation. Okay. Robert F. Kennedy denies that it happened, but she's writing this tell-all, and then the fucking fiance. It's so messy. The fiance has released sext messages between Olivia Nuzzi and RFK.
Oh, what?
Yes.
You've read them?
I did. Everybody has read them.
I have not
You
read
haven't,
them.
Which is why I wanted to bring this to you today, because you're gonna squeal.
All right. Well,
I actually was thinking.
Don't hype it up.
Okay, so the reason why it's just so messy that the ex-fiance is releasing this, being like, "Well, girl, if you don't talk about it, I will," type shit.
Dude, I did an Olivia Nuzzi search for images And in the second row, it says RFK Jr. never had a brain worm. There's like a defense of his brain worm on an Olivia Newsy images search.
He didn't have an extramarital affair. His brain worm did.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, well, so I was like, okay, I don't even know how I'm going to say this, but I know that I knew I wanted to bring this up to you on the live because it's so fucking messy. And I wanted to get your reaction to it.
Okay, yeah.
But I was like, I literally don't know how I'm supposed to read this because it's so dirty. So RFK Jr. texts her the dirtiest poem I've ever heard.
Explicit, yes. R-rated shit happening.
And I was like,
right now.
Okay, I know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to text you, and then I'm going to have you read it cold, like without.
I'll do it.
I know, but then I was like, oh, wait, you have enemies, though. We can't actually have you.
Oh, and then have my recording saying these horrible things that were like, this guy is a pervert.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, then you go ahead.
So
you be
I
the pervert.
have to do it.
Yeah, you be the pervert. All right, let's go.
Okay, it's so pervy. Like, I'm not even sure how I'm going to get through it.
Okay, well.
I want your honest reaction, okay?
Yes.
This is what RFK Jr. apparently texted to Olivia Newsy that her fiance found.
Okay.
This is so messy. Okay, he goes, your open mouth... awaiting my harvest.
Oh my God. Oh my.
There's more.
God.
He said, I mean to squeeze your cheeks to force open your mouth.
Why?
There's more.
Why? Will that hurt?
Yeah.
Like into her teeth?
No,
what is he doing?
It's worse. I'll hold your nose as you look up at me to encourage you to swallow.
Oh.
Isn't it horrible?
Is that really? He texted a person that?
He texted a person.
What?
No. His brain worm did.
Oh my God.
Okay. Are you ready? There's more.
He's in government. I was afraid of Matt Gates.
Dude, this was.
I think Matt Gates is
Dale.
fucking. I mean, Matt Gates
the
is.
Context? This
what
is,
are they? They don't
this
call
is
pedophiles.
during,
What are they?
Dale.
Yeah.
The context is this is during his presidential run.
Oh my God.
This is why this guy should not be in charge of anything. Do you want to hear more?
Oh, what's her face?
There's
Has got to be pissed.
There's more.
What's the wife's name?
We should spare a thought for her.
From I'm not really.
Cheryl Hines.
Cheryl Hines.
Yeah.
She's going through it.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Don't spill a drop.
Oh, he said don't.
It gets worse. Do you want to hear more?
Okay.
Of course you do.
Okay.
Isn't it delightful?
Oh my God, I can't even believe
like,
this is happening.
Oh my God, come over.
Are we all uncomfortable? We all must be uncomfortable right now. This is so fucking uncomfortable. Okay, I'm trying to keep it together.
It gets worse.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Are you ready?
I'm trying to be. Can I be? I don't think it's possible to be ready. Oh my God.
I am a river. You are my canyon. I mean to flow through you.
Why does he think that's caught?
I mean to subdue and tame you.
See, if I was writing, I'd be like, I want to erode your banks.
You get like really literal about it?
Yeah, I'll get all literal. My muddy water. Oh my
muddy?
God.
Why is it muddy?
Because I'm eroding the banks. Oh God.
My silt and sediment.
Oh no. Okay, so his river runs through her.
Okay, but imagine all of that again. Imagine in his weird like his weird broken
voice.
Yes.
I am a river.
You are my canyon.
You are my canyon.
I can't stand it. Anyway.
What else? Is that it? Is that all you're going to read?
He ends with, I mean to subdue and tame you, my love.
After he pushes her cheeks together?
Yeah, well, it's really, like, first of all, like, it sounds really abusive. Oh, Lord. So you can see why her ex-fiance is like, oh, I'm going to make sure everybody knows. Like, if I was disrespected in this fucking way, I would absolutely put that shit on blast too. I don't blame him for one fucking second. Anyway, so Robert F. Kennedy denies this.
Well, she's selling books like crazy.
Well, I don't even know if it's in her book because this came from her ex.
It's going to be on everyone thinks it's going to be in the book. Like I think it's going to be in the book, so I'm in. But I'm not in because I'm probably not going to read it.
He also claimed that there were other poems and messages too explicit to print. Worse than that one. Okay?
Well, because then he's not using the like.
And he alleged that he discovered the term felching while reading their exchange.
Felching?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that term.
I knew you wouldn't.
What is felching?
I had to look it up too.
Why does it sound too much like ketchup?
It's so bad.
Felching.
Yeah. Just look it up, but don't read it. I just want your reaction, your honest reaction.
I look like I'm peeking, so I'm just checking out my. Should I do this anonymously? Should I do this in a private tab or whatever?
No, everybody's looking it up. Everybody on the planet is.
Because nobody knows what it is. I'm just assuming it's spelled as it sounds.
But her ex-fiance.
There's a table involved?
No.
No, that's fletching. F-E-L?
Mm-hmm.
Felching?
Yep.
C-H-I-N-G?
Yes.
That's the word?
Mm-hmm. Don't read it out loud.
Felching is...
No, it's NSFW. For sure. I just wanted to see your face.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm going to be sick.
I know. Apparently, he discovered the term felching while reading their text exchanges. He didn't know the word either.
Well, why would anybody know that?
So people are saying that is why RFK Jr. has that voice. That apparently he
one too many felches?
He got
There's a
like some
felching
sort
addiction?
of like bacterial infection or something.
That is the most disgusting thing. That goes to like old school when the internet first started.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do.
And somebody was like,
it was a fucking war zone.
Yeah, there was like what was it called?
It was
The
a
lemon
minefield.
party.
Mm-hmm.
You got the lemon party. Oh, that was always.
Oh my God. I know everybody was coming up with all these names for the most horrific things you could do.
Well, thank you for that. That hurt. That hurt on so many levels, but it was entertaining.
I mean, if you're gonna like, if you're gonna fuck up your relationships, you might as well make it really, really dramatic and weird, so that everybody can benefit, that everybody can entertain themselves.
I'm having a genuine like Udo Kier loss. Like I keep thinking about how Lars must be in pain.
Dale, how could you have possibly pivoted to that from this story?
I just stopped after I stopped and thought. That's what I'm saying. I'm going through this like when you're like when someone passes and you're like you think about them like as like in between in the gaps. And we had a little gap there, and I went immediately to, man, Lars is probably fucking hurting right now.
Yeah.
And it's not like I knew Lars as a friend. I mean, we hung out a few times, and he was really nice to me, and I gave him my coat. She may still have, It's a good coat. All right.
Mr. Hans 57 said RFK Jr. should have played Ryle.
Glenn Powell would have been a better Ryle. I think so too, because I Cosmic Urgency's note is the best note on that movie. That I couldn't have come up with a better note, frankly.
What?
You just had to you had to fall for him. He had to be the guy who, it had to be like Ed Norton in Primal Fear.
Ryle?
Yeah.
It Ends With Us.
Yeah. So like what I mean by that is, do you remember that movie Primal Fear?
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah.
So you remember how like such a like meekish person that, he played until he.
Yeah, but you didn't read the book.
No, it doesn't matter. We're talking about an adaptation. So it wouldn't matter to me.
They would have had to change the character too much.
No. You wouldn't have to change the character at all.
My point is that he begins as like a playboy.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, well, obviously I know what you are and you just want to use me. And then he was like, no, actually, I've changed. I've really fallen for you. And she's like, oh, that's really sweet. I changed him, basically. So
yeah, but he would be perfect for that
had
too.
He had to be like a jerk who only wanted to use her and then decided that she was actually the one.
Well, listen, I just thought that I think it's a great note. I still stand by his note. If there was a turn, and if I had like Ryle creeped me out from the beginning, so there was a couple of problems with that. Like for those who saw the movie, the fact that Glenn Powell's character Atlas, these names.
That's not Glenn Powell.
or whatever his name is. What's his name?
His name's Brandon Sklenar.
Sklenar. I was
I
getting.
was wondering why you were mentioning Glenn Powell.
Yeah, I don't know why I got them confused. People were talking Glenn Powell. Why was I getting Glenn Powell? Anyway, Sklenar.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking names, bro.
Just because you can't say them.
Brandon Sklenar?
Yeah.
Too many N's.
I'm going to write a very stern letter.
Very stern letter. Brandon Sklenar. You know, when he attacks Ryle, you don't really know that there's a bunch of problems. Anyway, never mind. You're right about that. Hey, by the way, did you see this thing with Tara Reid? Tara Reid got taken out in an ambulance. She was passed out, like blackout drunk is what it looked like. And she's now claiming and did an interview.
From where?
She was at like a hotel near, like, I guess she was going to some kind of signing. What movie was she in that
I thought she was in
people would be getting autographs these days?
I thought she was in an airport.
No, it was in a hotel lot. It was in a hotel bar.
Hotel bar.
Yeah, I think near an airport, but I think it was at a hotel bar. She went outside to smoke a cigarette. And then when she came back, she said there was a napkin over her cocktail, which of course anyone else would know that would be a bartender move right there, almost always.
Well, most people would just never leave their drink unattended,
right?
Because they know better.
What's funny is that she said to, Harvey and the other guy, she said to them like, "Hey, I came back and I saw this napkin. I was like, oh, that's weird. Why would somebody do that?" And then I took the napkin off and I shot it back. That's pretty funny.
So she's saying that she got drugged instead of getting too drunk.
Oh, that's why. Because you said the Glenn Powell thing. Adam, thank you.
Dale.
Yeah. My ADHD
Tara
is.
Reid.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that she thought she got drugged?
She said she believes she got drugged. She said on the interview at TMZ, it's a mess, bro. She says on the interview that she was in a hospital and that the hospital said to her that she had been drugged. And then they said, well, so what, drugged by what? And they're like, don't know. We're like, well, they didn't run any tests? No. So it didn't happen. That didn't happen. It's almost certainly something, the hospital would have to think that she did it to herself.
You know what happens sometimes? Excuse me. I laughed so hard that I gave myself a...
You dislodged?
That was really funny. That was super, super funny. I think what happens to some people is that they're on medication, like antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication or something like that. And then they don't know that they can very easily sort of screw up their, that it interacts poorly with alcohol. So it could be that she went and got a strong pour and a stronger...
She said it was wine, but...
Oh, okay. I don't know why that would happen. There's some drugs that like you cannot mix with alcohol without it completely creaming you. Like
she thinks she claims somebody drugged her. She even went as far as to say that, like, thank God it was in a public place because I could have been raped. Like she was like really tripping. In my view, it was like she was tripping.
But my point is for saying all that is like my only reason for questioning her version of the story is that it just does not seem conceivable that she would go to the hospital and they would say, yeah, we don't know. We didn't check what was in your blood.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's no way.
No, she told them something. She told them something.
She may not have understood, but I doubt that a doctor told her that.
There's no way that happened. There's absolutely no way. There's a medical liability there.
Yeah.
There's no way that happened. I mean, I guess there's probably some small percentage chance, but it would have to be very low.
I have heard that there's
I'm actually concerned for her. I know she's, I guess there's been publicly that she's had, these problems before, but this interview was kind of unhinged. She was just unwell in it. Yeah,
she slurred.
She was really struggling to, speak clearly. And I feel bad for her because, what it reminded me of is how brutal the business really is. And because I really feel like that she's kind of I think she had a rough go in the business,
Yeah, I think if you're our age,
it's tough to be a woman in that business.
If you're our age, then you probably remember, like if you're like an older millennial or whatever, then you definitely remember Tara Reid being absolutely torn to pieces in the tabloid media for being messy.
Yeah.
Like so she was like, it was like her, Lindsay Lohan, and like Britney Spears, where they were just like absolutely ruthless. I remember seeing a bunch of tabloid articles all the time calling her fat. And she was always struggling with her weight as a result of that. And then they'd write more tabloid articles about it. And then she would be like publicly intoxicated, which is like every woman in her 20s is publicly intoxicated at some point. But they would just completely, they were just like absolutely ruthless.
Dude, she says in the interview, she goes, and then
coverage.
my agent came and got me from the hospital
Mm-hmm.
after 8 hours in the hospital. So my agent came and got me, and it just got me into this like whole narrative of like that old, like sort of like the narrative of like the washed up talent with the agent who's like sticking around for the residuals and that like hook of like humanity where it's like, yeah, I probably made $1 million off this woman. I got to stick around. I got to do what I can.
She also like, I think that her story involves, she had a lot of really bad, like, I think she was in rehab. I think the people who work with her and are close to her, I think that they worry about her because they almost lost her once or twice.
Yeah. She's in rough shape, dude. It's not good.
I always feel bad for her because it seems very clear to me that she is a victim of the environment.
The system.
Yeah. Like she was really bullied relentlessly for like almost an entire decade before she finally disappeared and they moved on to like, cannibalize somebody else.
We got to do the Blake Lively stuff now. It's been an hour and we haven't even gotten to what we watched. Oh, we did. We did the Pope. We'll do the Pope and then we'll do the rest.
The rest?
It's just shows. Well, we finished the Murdoch series and I definitely want to review that like officially.
Yeah, we can talk about that tomorrow too.
So why don't we do that tomorrow? And yeah, let's move on to, do you want to do some chat real quick and then, or do you want to go right into
sure.
it? I think the chat is like, I think they're waiting for, oh yeah, right. So by the way, just to answer Adam about the Glenn Powell movie. So that movie, I didn't actually shoot Glenn Powell because I came on to fix the movie. Actually, I guess you could say fix it. I came to help the movie. It was all there. We had to do a couple of reshoots, and add a couple of scenes to the movie, but I was really brought in as somebody to help the director through a recut of the movie, basically. And because he had written a nonlinear movie, and it wasn't cutting like one, and so it took some work, but we ended up cutting it linearly, and it turned out really great. It's a cool little movie. I love that little movie.
Also,
April Apocalypse for those.
Adam is asking, you gave Lars von Trier your coat?
Who said Adam said that?
Yes,
I did. Yeah, I gave him my coat. He loved it. You got to read it in the book. We finished Don's Plum at Zentropa Studios, and he was eyeing my coat, and I wanted to give him a gift for saving our movie, and so I interrupted a meeting with him and Thomas Vinterberg and others, and gave him my coat. It's a cool little story. All right.
Let me see. Hinata said, I'm late on evidence, but someone said to Melissa Nathan, is Brian Friedman happy with the Variety article? And she said, yes, he's so happy.
Oh.
Katie Case says, I'm also so wary of him. Like, is this a trick? Also, I think Melissa is high as fuck. LOL.
Somebody said that, or is she saying that?
Katie Case apparently
said that she's high as fuck.
It's really interesting.
Where are these? I want to read these.
This
that
new
is
evidence.
So fucking juicy.
I can go look at the docket and see if more stuff dropped. But Katie Case, they just recently ruled on whether her stuff had to be admissible. She's been playing it really interesting. So she was working with TAG, okay, and she's not a party to the case, but she has a lot of these text messages that are obviously important to the Jones Works case and also to Lively's case. But she doesn't want to violate any of her employment contracts. So she's telling the court, she's like, listen, I'm happy to turn this stuff over, but I can't do anything until I'm being subpoenaed. Like, she's like, I have to be compelled to do this just to keep it safe.
Yeah.
And so that's what
of course.
She's like,
you're part of a company. It's
she's like, I don't want to be sued by my former employer, and I also don't want to be named as party to one of these lawsuits. And so she was just like,
Hey, I read the messages. I wonder if this is because I remember distinctly hearing about how there was an employee of TAG who did in fact record the Signal chat and didn't erase it because it's a setting on Signal.
Mm. I can't remember if that was her or not. I remember that she talked to her. I remember the thing about Katie Case was that she talked to her father, who's a lawyer, and Lively's lawyers are like, what they're like, I want to know why she did that.
By the way, somebody came around and said, told us to keep doing what we're doing because we're pissing people off or something. Or no, like they're sending the bots after us. Attack, attack.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Bring on the bots. Bring on the bots.
A scientist said Case is currently trying her best to avoid being named as one of the does in the JonesWorks case.
Right.
Yeah, I think she's playing it really well. I think she's doing a good job. Hopefully she doesn't suffer for it, I think that...
Did you read Ritus's article that he published recently? Or she? I'm sorry if I'm...
Ritus.
They. I should just say they because I don't know.
Read my article, please. What Lively is doing is brilliant. Yes. Did you just post one today? I have been reading everything I can from Ritus.
Yeah, I'm not on X. Is that what it's called? Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, like I have an account, but I never go to it ever. As soon as Elon bought it, I stopped going.
I recommend following Ritus on Twitter. It's very wonderful.
Yeah, if you're on that platform, 100%.
Explanatory threads that he does. Fellbomling's asking, didn't they have a hearing today to determine if Melissa perjured herself in testimony? They did have a hearing today. It's there wasn't a ruling
There's
today.
no ruling yet.
Yeah. So there was a hearing.
Oh, that's so juicy. Oh my God, that's juicy as juicy gets.
Yeah.
Imagine if she gets, because the jury will find that out. I'm sure of it. If she perjured herself.
I think that if she made a bunch of denials and then there's people that worked in her business that know better and testified to it, then they can definitely, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Crazy.
Oh, this is really great.
I was gearing up for the interrogatories and then more shit dropped.
Yeah, I know. I can.
Because we're reading everything live, and
this is great.
Time.
Cozy Life said the recent recap with Julie covered the Katie case and Melissa Nathan perjury allegations.
Oh, okay.
See, they're on top of it. we're just like supplementing our coverage with all these other really great people.
Is what we're doing. I didn't even know I'm cutting all day. I can't do it. I can't do it all. It's not possible. I'm literally editing. There's no way I can cover it all. I wish I could. I wish I could sit and put it all together. Maybe we could have Ritus work with us or something, if Ritus wants to. Anyway, moving along. Where are we?
Okay, so do you want me to tell you about the interrogatories?
Yeah, let's go. That's the main story today is the interrogatories. I mean, there's all this other stuff, I suppose. Now I feel like we're behind.
We are behind, but it's fine because this is important. Everything that they argue always takes a week anyway. So it's like there was the hearing today. They're going to have another hearing on the 9th. It's like they haven't ruled on it yet. It just takes. But
I would love to hear whatever came down the pipe on the hearing. I mean,
what happened was that like on the 21st, a bunch of shit dropped at the same time. So we've just been going through it, and there's a lot of unsealed evidence too. Okay, so this thing, lively interrogatories that we've been talking about. This is TAG, the agency group, PRs, LLCs. Okay, they're defendants in the case. So they sent Lively questions. And so Lively has to answer those questions. And this is the same kind of questions that got Justin Baldoni's case thrown out against where he sued Leslie Sloan. And she was asking, well, you have to tell me exactly what it was that you think I said.
Yeah.
That sounded like defamation to you. Sure. So that I can answer it. Like I can't defend myself if I don't know what the fucking accusation is. Yeah. And it was because it was his inability to answer those questions that resulted in that lawsuit getting thrown out. So here they're doing the same thing here. Lively is answering TAG PR's interrogatories. So this is a really long document, but almost half of it is sorry, not half of it, but like several first pages is just objections to definitions and instructions. So like Miss Lively objects to each of the definitions and instructions to the extent that they seek to impose, it's like, calls for a narrative and vague and ambiguous and all of this. So it's like, so I'm just going to skip all
this. The usuals.
So she's like basically objecting to every term that they use because they're not clarifying what it is. So it's like the first 5 pages. Okay. But here's the first question that she answers. And the rest of the document that's like over 20 pages is her answering this. Tag's question is identify in reasonable detail the negative content about Miss Lively, included through engagement of comments on social media, that you allege was amplified by the agency group PR, as alleged in paragraph 320 of the Second Amended Complaint, including but not limited to, for each of the content identified. Identify the actual words or other content that was negative, the name of the person posting the content, and the date the content was publicized, and a link to the content. And so she's like, yeah, no problem. And it's like 20 pages.
Gotcha.
So this is a whole list. This is one of the really, whenever anybody says like there was no retaliation, you could just send them this. Okay, so her response to interrogatory number 21. Ms. Lively objects to the interrogatory as vague and ambiguous, including its use of the undefined terms publicized. Let me see if I can skip all this because it's a bunch of this. Okay. Let me just get to her answers.
Yeah, I bowed out. It kind of they're having a little talk about Elon, and I was like, yeah, I just as soon as he took over that platform, I was like, I just had to split. I just knew it was going to go to shit after that. And it's like, I know there are still hilarious people, and like Ritus is there. You're there all the time, and you bring some funny ass shit, and I know that it's still got a lot of viability to it. But there's just something about like I had the same problem with Facebook. I've just never, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like affects my mood.
Oh yeah, I know. It's designed to.
I also noticed that I was getting funneled shit.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he took over, I started getting Trump posts, like just shit I never.
It's because of your demographic. They targeted you because of your demographic.
Yeah, so I started getting all that shit into my feed, and then I was like, man, I ain't playing. You ain't playing with my brain.
Mm-hmm. Not you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they said, so her answer to tag is documents produced to tag, documents produced to date by tag, Mr. Baldoni, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, Heath, Case, Coslow, Mitchell, Wayfair Studios, Jones Works to support the foregoing. And then here's a bunch of bullet points.
So Case is mentioned in this, huh?
Yes.
So as to support, meaning then she has.
That it's from these documents and other sources that they have all of these answers.
Got it.
When they're like, tell us exactly what we said that was so bad.
Yeah, and to whom?
On July 31st, 2024, Ms. Abel texted Mr. Heath and Mitz Toskovich in quotes, confidentially, I'm out to dinner with a friend of 12 plus years who writes for People Magazine, Fox News, In Touch, US Weekly, and she is fully briefed of the situation and is armed and ready to take this story of Blake weaponizing feminism to any of her outlets the minute we give her the green light. She hates Blake, has heard this story before, and will do anything for us. Just FYI.
Crazy.
Just right there.
She hates Blake.
I know. Just right there. It's like, the case is decided. Yeah. You're not supposed to be doing that work. You don't fucking work for Lively. You're supposed to keep her name out your mouth. Okay.
That's crazy.
So that's July 31st, 2024. That was like before the premiere. The premiere was August 9th. Okay, so August 2nd, 2024, Ms. Case circulated to Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, Miss Abel, Miss Nathan, Coslow, Mr. Mitchell, the scenario planning document pursuing to which tag planned to, with the consent and at the direction of the remaining Wayfair defendants, in quotes, plant a seed earlier on to position Baldoni's truth/narrative, hinting that Baldoni and Blake didn't always agree at times, and plant, end quote, and plant stories about the, quote, weaponization of feminism and how people in Blake Lively's circle, like Taylor Swift, have been accused of utilizing these tactics to bully into getting what they want. So on August 4th, 2024, it's nice that they made these chronological for us.
That's fucking crazy right there. I mean, that alone is just so fucking crazy.
Why are you dragging Taylor Swift in this?
Yeah, what are you doing, man? You guys are fucked.
You're just attacking anybody and
Holy
everybody.
Shit. Well, because, I mean, it's
weaponizing feminism.
They're feeding everybody else, too, in their own industry. It's not like they're not doing Taylor Swift's publicists, I
also was just really curious about what it even means. Weaponization of feminism. Excuse me? Can you explain?
Weaponization of what is that? What are you picking locks with it? What are you doing?
I'm not sure I understand how you can weaponize feminism.
What are you doing?
You have to fundamentally not understand feminism to think it could be weaponized.
hit people with females? Just grab a female and hit somebody with her?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Weaponization of feminism?
I don't know, accusing you of making me wear a bra or something, I guess.
The weaponization of feminism. I'm just trying to figure out how it can manifest, how you can weaponize feminism.
It's just weird. I mean, obviously,
It's a disadvantaged
they're using
organization.
They're using this phrase because they know that it suggests hating women.
What are they gonna call them next? Feminist terrorists? Is that what's next?
I guess it means accusing people of not being feminist, and so they're bad somehow. I don't know. I don't even know. They never define it. They just
Keep
say
going.
that
We've
they want to
gone
run
on too long, but it just drives me nuts.
Okay. August 4th, 2024. Still before the premiere. Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Abel texted members of the tag team, in quotes, just kicked off the junket for LUK. He said exactly like what we discussed about navigating complex character and as a director managing personalities and the natural friction on set and how that can create something beautiful, etc. Indeed, in the LUK interview, Mr. Baldoni reported that, in quotes, of course, as a filmmaker, you're always navigating personalities. And that is, the article was titled, Justin Baldoni likens Blake Lively to a Ferrari as he talks the magic of movie set friction.
That tracks. I mean, that he would do something like that. Not that she's like a Ferrari.
He further stated, in quotes, there are all these things that happen every day on set. There's always friction when you make a movie like this, that at the end of the day, it's that friction, I believe, that creates the beautiful art. Miss Abel acknowledged to Mr. Baldoni that Sony considered the word friction clickbait, but confirmed that its use was part of TAG's strategy. So I wonder whether this was the article that prompted Sony to reach out to Jennifer Abel and be like, yo, cool it. Like, stop talking about any friction or anything bad that happened because we're trying to release a movie here. You know?
Interesting.
This one is...
Oh, that I remember that, yeah.
This one's a little weak for me because they say so many other heinous things in their text messages, and like this one thing earlier about her having a reporter that hates Blake and writes for like a dozen fucking magazines.
Yeah,
it's really, really bad. But this personally, I don't feel like makes her point very much.
No, I think it actually kind of makes their point a little bit in that it sounds like more like he's trying to talk about the trials and tribulations of not being able to, that you have to balance everything while at the same time trying to actually work with the tension you get. And
yeah, he's saying that it was ultimately a benefit to the film.
And part and parcel of making a film, which isn't entirely wrong. Like, there's tension. We're dealing with personalities.
Okay, the next one is on August 6th, 2024, in an internal tag group chat with Alex Seeley, Brianna Butler, Carolina Hurley, Katie Case, Zoe Kate flagged a comment posted on social media by an individual with the username of Ireniad Better 190. Anyway, that read, I think part of it is they didn't want to romanticize Lily and Ryle by having them do a ton of PR together. Miss Case replied that, in quotes, the comments are working excellent. Miss Case further explained that, in quotes, there are other comments saying he's traveling with family, to which Miss Case responded, that's all us, LOL. Again, this looks like normal PR to me.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything other than normal PR. But maybe part of what she's trying to express there is that there's no monitoring. They're like actively
That's true.
Working the angles as they come.
She said, that's all us. So they're manipulating the narrative.
Right.
But typically PR will do that if they want to make their client look better.
Well, isn't there like some denial of it on their part though? Aren't they denying that that's what they do?
They're denying that that's what Jed did. That they paid Jed Wallace a bunch of money and he was only supposed to be monitoring, but they keep crediting him with changing the narrative. He was supposed to, like, the social combat plan involved Jed Wallace. But I think what they're doing in the last two that I've read seems like normal PR work. And I was interested to get through this, to get into this document to see whether she had any arguments for what is not normal, what is defamation. And she absolutely does already.
All right, well, let's keep digging.
And that the timeline puts it right before, well before the premiere is really fucking damning too. They're not supposed to be talking shit about her before she's even done anything wrong. Okay. Also on August 7th, Miss Case emailed Heath, Abel, Nathan, and Coslow details regarding a social and digital mitigation and remediation plan that included leveraging relationships with Discord, Reddit, X, IG, TikTok, YouTube to expose behavior of Blake and other parties, both current and past, and engage directly with communities to adjust or influence the conversations taking place in real time. Absolutely, they cannot fucking do that. This is what makes them liable for in civil litigation.
I mean, it seems so. It seems that would be the case. I mean, obviously, I don't know the law, but
to expose the behavior of Blake, they're not supposed to be doing that. That's not their client.
Yeah, no, that sounds like, obviously some kind of retaliation going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, or it's defamation, you know? You're not allowed to just go and fucking attack somebody.
But the context in this lawsuit
Yeah.
is surely retaliation.
On August 7th, Melissa Nathan texted creator Dumois, "Can we talk about Justin and Blake when you have a sec?" Dumois responds, 100p yes. I guess that's 100%. And follows up, "Are you repping him? I just heard something bad." And Nathan responded, "For this crisis that and I think that you know about, which sounds overblown and ridiculous, but when they compounded it, it sounds bad. Let me know when you can jump on a call." Ms. Nathan confirmed her outreach to Dumois in her deposition testimony. That doesn't sound too bad to me. On August 8th, Miss Abel flagged content to Miss Case, Nathan, Coslow, and Heath and Mr. Mitchell, posted by an individual with the username of Jenna Redfield, alleging that something more serious was behind the "It Ends With Us" drama that was being publicly revealed. Miss Case replied that, in quotes, "We flagged the creator to Jed and his team as well," which is suspicious. Miss Abel flagged 2 other TikTok videos posted by the same creator. Miss Case replied, "I'm assuming this is not true in the slightest. This girl is on a very dangerous crusade to more followers. Either way, we flagged to Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side. We'll monitor heavily for any shift in narrative seen based on this narrative regarding My Last Days and any other commentary on it."
So they're doing the monitoring.
Yes.
What's Jed doing if they're shifting it to Jed?
I know, they're monitoring.
If they're doing the monitoring,
right.
So all you're doing is hiring a bunch of people. All they do is monitor. You got monitors on both sides now.
It makes no sense. I wonder if...
but Jed only did monitoring, right? That's the claim.
Can you imagine if you showed up in one of these?
I would die.
Okay, on August 8th, so this is the day before the premiere, Mr. Baldoni flagged to Miss Abel, Case, Nathan, and Mr. Mitchell on a Twitter post by an individual with the username of Offbeat or Bit that read, "Can I please get a primer on this Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds movie drama?" And so he sent that to his publicist. So, and then Miss Case confirmed, in quotes, "We flagged to Jed and his team as well." Like, you guys go in and answer this. She did. I follow this person on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she did post it when her name showed up. Somebody told her, and she was like, "If this isn't the weirdest fucking thing that's ever happened to me."
I bet.
She said it was like a Forrest Gump moment. You know how like Forrest Gump is like in the, like shaking Elvis's hand, and then he's like with the president,
in the car.
Yeah.
That day in Dallas.
Okay. On August 9th, Today quoted Mr. Baldoni as stating, "Every movie is a miracle. And then, of course, you're navigating complex personalities and trying to get everybody on the same page with the same vision. And mistakes are always made, and then you figure out how to move past them." The article titled, "Justin Baldoni laid his heart on the line for It Ends With Us." Today. The same day, Miss Case circulated the article and quote above to Miss Abel and Mr. Mitchell, commenting, in quotes, "He describes his directing style as a constant collaboration for better or worse. This is perfect." To me, this also doesn't belong in this interrogatories, because that seems like normal PR work to me.
Yeah. I mean, except that he is putting out publicly that he's a collaborator,
mm-hmm.
and he's trying to accuse her of taking over the movie.
Yeah, but not yet, though.
Okay. No, I'm saying just generally. And
just generally.
Generally, he says,
of course,
Blake Lively is this person who butted in.
For sure.
But if you're a collaborator, then you wouldn't. It sounds more. And what's interesting is that more consistent with what he says there with his publicist is his constant acquiescence of her. He granting all of her requests.
Yeah, for sure. It makes him fucking two-faced. But I don't think that their work as the PR professionals is wrong here.
No.
Okay. On August 9th, Katie
She might be using it to establish facts. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. August 9th, Katie Case sent a screenshot of a comment made by an individual with the username @S on an unidentified social media platform stating, in quotes, "Daily Mail broke a story saying Blake called Justin abusive. I don't buy it. I think it's it's a way for her to get more control and attention of the movie." The Daily Mail article that appears to be referenced in the comment was published that same day and referenced reports that, in quotes, Justin was unprofessional and chauvinistic on set. The article titled "Disturbing Truth Behind Why Blake Lively and Her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni." Daily Mail, August 9th. Immediately after sending the screenshot of the comment, Miss Case said, "Thank the Lord for Jed." Because it's a negative article. and that they are apparently Jed, I guess.
Made it happen?
No, like
Lifted it?
suppressed it. I don't know. It's a Daily Mail article. And so this was the one, I can't remember what it was that they said that somebody said that that Jamie Heath conspired with Melissa Nathan to put out a negative article about Baldoni, but I don't think it was this one. So that he would hire Melissa Nathan. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, this looks pretty negative.
The plant article.
This looks pretty negative about Justin Baldoni. And then Katie Case said, thank the Lord for Jed. So in her deposition, I'm assuming they're going to ask, do you think she'll get deposed?
Who?
Katie Case. Did she get deposed already?
Likely. I don't know.
It would be great if she explained.
Is it Katie?
Yes.
Let's see.
Your keyboard is so great. Okay. Should I continue? I feel like this is extremely boring.
Well, you gotta liven up the reading then.
Should I continue or no?
Katie Case was deposed.
Yeah, great. So maybe she answered for why did you say thank the Lord for Jed? What was the meaning of that?
Oh, wait, hang on. No, there is no record. Oh, never mind. No, you're good. I'm good.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, Katie Case was deposed in the ongoing legal case in Lively v. Baldoni.
That's great. Okay, I'm going to continue. On August 9th, so a bunch of things happened on August 9th because it's the premiere day. Okay, an internal tag group chat with Miss Celie Coslow, I can't pronounce his name, Long Case Hurley. Oh, sorry, McNeese Long Case Hurley. And Miss Kate shares a comment from TikTok posted by an individual by the username of Kilani Hope that said, it feels like a certain people's PR team got ahead and leaked the story to the Daily Mail to justify them trying to take over the film. Miss Case responded to this comment saying, thank the Lord for social and digital mitigation, LOL. Further, Miss Case told the group that comments are all defending him. Miss Case replied, that's us, LOL. Gotcha. Okay. So the reason why this is in here is because specifically the comments that they're praising themselves for being involved in are the ones where they're saying that that she was trying to take over the film.
So the planting of the story.
So they're planting their negative press as if it's coming from her because she's trying to cover up her malicious intentions. That's fucked up. Okay.
You know, it's interesting that because I've said about Justin Baldoni when he talks about his open collaborative style of directing, like what that typically is a guy who says, I'll direct, and he directs more as a who's got the best plan kind of director than the guy who actually has the plan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like it, you know, it's interesting because when you watch, you know, or when I watched It Ends With Us, it was all very well done. It was all very professional. It was all very, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but close to cookie cutter. It was very formulaic in terms of all of it. The camera was very formulaic, like, you know, starting at the feet and, you know, jibbing up, you know, and just like really kind of not like uncreative, ultimately uncreative, but very serviceable directorial ideas, you know, kind of like, it's just kind of like a TV template almost, you know?
I mean, I think
like if you know David Lean's work, you know, we know Scorsese, we know Tarantino. David Lean's another one. If you go and you like, or Sidney Lumet, like when you watch their movies, like their presence is in the movie.
Yes. I think
there is no presence of Justin Baldoni in the movie, in my opinion.
I think we know what you're talking about based on his text messages too, where he's always talking about getting outvoted or like having the majority wins type thing.
And directors like who are like the purpose of a job of the director's job really is that they are the rails on which the movie rides. Mm-hmm. You know, and the rest of us are there enhancing and building and growing and expanding on the vision, but it stays on those rails, which is the director's rails. It doesn't seem like he has that. It seems to me like he's somebody who's, and this is what I mean by about this is what, you know, this is sort of, you know, where I go when I talk about him losing fucking control.
No, for
because
sure.
It's easy to lose control if you never had it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like a text message where he's complaining to his friends or coworkers or whatever, where he's talking about like how he's just going to wave the white flag and he's going to give her 98% of what she wants. Like, that's not a guy who's like trying to collaborate with people in service of a vision. He's just
Orson Welles would hammer boards on the entryway to keep you the fuck out.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, we aren't all Orson Welles. That's true.
Well, I'm saying that, and obviously I'm being extreme, and maybe that's not even true about Orson Welles. Maybe he would. I mean, he was a brilliant mind. He would probably be able to talk you out of the room quite comfortably. But my point is that he would protect his own space, and he would protect his own process. I would protect my own space and my own process. I protected to the extent that I could RDs. I protected to the extent I could Matt Chastain's, and even Brett Tarnall in April Apocalypse, whose movie I ended up bringing in more as a fixer for. But once again, I was protecting him and how the translation from nonlinear to linear would go in the editing bay. It was really about like aligning with him and what he wanted it to be in his heart, and then showing him a pathway to creating that with what they had captured. So it's just all very interesting because there's nothing to protect there. He's just sitting there like, oh, well, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Why don't we start like I could picture him directing in a way where he'd be like, hey, so guys, what do you think? Like, it's happening in a bar, right? You know, they'd be like, yeah, it's in a bar, okay. You know, and all of a sudden they got like they're busting out the DP's busting out his like shot maker, and if it's a prolific DP who's also super great at his own light, he'll just start lighting it right there.
We were talking about this with the dance scene where the script says that they're in a bar and everybody else is, maybe some people are watching sports. And he was just like, oh, it's a sports bar. But then it makes it so fucking weird that they're slow dancing. So why would you have them slow dancing in their own world in a fucking sports bar?
Why would there be music?
There would be no music in a sports bar.
No.
So I think it's exactly what you're saying is he doesn't really.
And you can see it in the work. You can see it. It lacks that singular vision.
There's that interesting book about how people think, right? One of these self-help, like explaining books, psychology books. It's called Thinking Fast and Slow. One of the lessons from that always stuck with me is that there's some people that they'll come to a decision very fast and then they're very secure in that decision. Or there's other people who will weigh out all the different options and they won't come to a decision for a very long time.
That's our day.
And they won't, and when they do come to a decision, they're not really even sure that that's the right decision.
I can't even believe you're saying that. That was my partnership with RD. What's so interesting about that is that because I am this person who what makes me a talented producer and filmmaker in general is that I commit to my answers and I just go on and I live with them. And I love that because I feel like in this craft, in this art form that I like to live in, it, there's something really beautiful about kind of like throwing things out there to see what they collect, as anchor points or just whatever. Whereas R.D. Robb will sit there and just like, and I didn't have time to do it in the book because I could write a whole book on just R.D. Robb, fucking wrestling with every decision. Like it was the last one he'd ever make.
I don't know. I admire it though. When you're in a collaborative environment, you really want to make the right decision for everybody.
What it brings is like this really great balance because I'm sitting there as this guy who's like, I can make the choice, I can make the decision. And then he calls into question. So I kind of allude to it in the book because in the book I talk about how I'm sitting there wanting to cut shit with Amber Benson, right? I want to cut it. And RD's like, no, we're rolling. Shut your fucking mouth. That's him. That's him going through
Well, it's great that you deferred to him too, because you ended up getting more instead of less.
Well, he's the director, right? Yeah. So like I'm sitting there going, I'm sitting there going like, hey, fucking cut this. And then the director's like, we're not. And then I'm like, all right, well, you get to decide, but I totally disagree. And then we end up getting some really great shit because he didn't cut. And I end up learning a little bit more about, filmmaking on the day. But what was just interesting in terms of the dynamic is how I'm ready to like this is where I like as a director, I'd have to be very careful about my decision making because I can be so lightning fast, and conversely, RD, if he doesn't have somebody like me to offer balance to his very long drawn out process, right? Because for me, I'll be like, and this is because you've worked with me. So I'll come up with lightning ideas and decisions. I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And then when you land something, if you land something that hits on me, I'm going to be all over it. I'm going to be like, oh, fuck. And then my mind goes, and all of a sudden now we have that collaborative moment. So, and that's how it would go, right? I'd throw something out there. RD would question it, and then we'd end up having to break it down because of his question.
That's great. That's so interesting that you guys made such a good collaborative team that way.
It's just so interesting that you brought that up because that was the sort of yin and yang of our relationship, in like almost exactly like that. I mean, one of the things that, from people who've worked with me, I suppose I'll use the word, I'll say appreciate, is my ability to make quick decisions.
Yep. I think it's also because you're like a fixed water sign.
I also understand the benefit of letting decisions live and breathe and grow and become something of themselves, especially creatively. So I'm never afraid of them if I'm confident enough in the thing I've decided on in and of itself. So if I feel strong about it in and of itself, then I'm ultra confident because I understand that it's going to go through a process, an artistic process. And that hopefully is the collaboration where it gets questioned. Is it questioned by the actor? Is it questioned by the DP? Is it questioned by the producer? Is it questioned by a fucking extra? Is it questioned? When does the question come? So that's why I believe we can just move on because this is going to come back to me. It always comes back to me when it needs fixing. Mm-hmm. I just strongly believe that. It's just like, when I put it out there, I say, universe, this is real. And then the universe says, well, we've got to gussy it up then, don't we? Mm-hmm. And then the universe conspires and makes that moment right. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's a special thing. That's what makes filmmaking so great for me. It's one of the most wonderful art forms on the planet in that way. It's hard to get that. Music, you get it with music as well. It's just with the thing about music is that it's like sort of this sort of repetition thing, whereas with film, it's very much like, you get it or you don't, and you move on. Mm-hmm. So there's these higher stakes and consequences involved with it that makes it a little more like Vegas.
I could never do it. I could never do directing. Oh my God. Not knowing if you have the shot exactly how you need it later and not being able to go back once you realize that you don't have it.
Oh, dude, there's nothing like sitting in the editing room going, oh my God, that does not cut together. Oh my God, that did not cut together.
Horrible.
Yeah, dude, that's not a good moment.
Should I continue with this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just feel like this
tell us more. I mean, are you waving the white towel? Do you guys want to hear the interrogatories? Tell us in the chat if you guys want to hear the interrogatory. God, with my mouth.
Okay. In the meantime. Okay, August 9th, Miss Case texted Miss Coslow saying there's so many dumb articles about this. And is there a chance no one pays attention to the Daily Mail one? And I wonder if they had Jed suppress the link because I can't even find that story. That's interesting. So you think that that's something that they would do? The referenced Daily Mail
sounds like
article,
monitoring to me.
The referenced Daily Mail article was published that same day and, as described above, includes reports of Mr. Baldoni's unprofessional behavior on set. Disturbing truth behind why Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni. Okay. Same day, August 9th, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel discussed two articles. One from The Hollywood Reporter titled, Did Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni have a rift over It Ends With Us? Sleuthing TikTokers think so. And then one from Daily Mail entitled, Disturbing Truth Behind Why Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni. Miss Abel stated, I can tell you've done a lot of work here. Nothing about being unsafe, fat comments, sexual, thank fucking God. Oh, I remember this one.
So they're cleaning everything up.
So what they're doing, this is the thing where they were saying that they were congratulating themselves about how that confused everybody was. So they would put out negative articles specifically about Justin Baldoni that didn't mention the real negative stuff. So she would specifically put out, in order to explain, because people were asking questions, and she's like, okay, we'll just put an article out and that'll be the answers that everybody use and they run with. And so instead of having nothing about being unsafe on set, fat comments, sexual, thank fucking God. So they made sure that the writers that they were working with were putting out friendly, things like disagreements what they would let through.
Yeah, my curiosity is, I wonder if was Blake Lively... Was that because Blake Lively was planting those things?
No. The allegation is that
that's what the Baldoni, it's got to be saying about it.
Okay, but the text messages reveal that they had been working with the writers at the Daily Mail already. So they were planting articles. Later on, they congratulate themselves on confusing everybody because they've put out negative press about Baldoni that is safe negative press, like approved negative press,
Right.
in order to tell everybody.
Sometimes you got to ruffle a little feathers.
No. It's so that they can fill the gap, the information gap. Right? So if people are like, oh, there was a controversy on set, there's a reason why these people aren't walking together at the premiere. So Baldoni's own people will be like, yes, there was a controversy and it was totally not a big deal. So that's what it was. That's what that article was. And they're congratulating themselves on confusing everybody. So they would say things like that there were creative conflicts or something, but they wouldn't say that she felt sexually harassed. They wouldn't say that he made fat comments. See? They're saying
right, but that's pretty much like standard PR. Unless they're spinning it that she did something, then that would be them doing their job. It'd be like the whole point of them would be like, you don't have to bring that up. Nobody's confirming that.
No, I know, but this is what Colleen Hoover is responding to during the premiere, around the premiere time, where she's writing Justin Baldoni and she's angry because there's like, why are you guys feuding in the press? Well, it's just one side.
Yeah.
Because according to, they sued Leslie Sloan about this and they couldn't prove that she said any of this stuff at all. So it's not coming from Blake Lively's side. And Blake Lively is apparently, she is reaching out to Justin Baldoni with that draft letter, trying to get him to admit to the press what they all know that he admitted to behind the scenes, which is that they all agreed to walk separately at the premiere. So she's like, if you could just address this, then maybe people would stop writing bad articles, because she doesn't know where it's coming from. Because she doesn't know that the Daily Mail is working with TAG. Do you get me?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I do.
August 9th, Miss Nathan messaged Miss Abel that she was on the phone with her sister, journalist Sarah Nathan, and remarked that Mr. Baldoni's religion should be taken out from the media coverage, and mostly the misogynistic, is also a quote. On August 10th, Miss Case advised Mr. Heath, Nathan, Abel, and Coslow that we've also started to see a shift on social due largely to Jed and his team's efforts to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. That is a big fucking no-no. I've been quoting that one for people online when they're like,
can you say it again? Because it doesn't, I mean, it says that they're going to shift the spotlight, but doesn't, go ahead, read it one more time.
We've also started to see a shift on social due largely to Jed and his team's efforts to shift the narrative toward shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan.
So that's not monitoring.
That's not monitoring. And it's
Explain
also
how that is monitoring.
And
it's not.
It's also not defending and amplifying their own client. Right? Shift to shining a spotlight on
but
Blake.
That's
Blake
PR
and,
work too.
Blake and Ryan aren't your clients. You're not supposed to be shifting a spotlight onto these other people that you're not involved with.
Well, believe it or not,
there's a very clear line where you're like, okay, yes, I can improve my own client's reputation, and yes, I can sort of spin the narrative to improve my client and make him look more like a victim in a situation. But as soon as they start saying that they want to try and target the other people, that's when they make themselves liable for civil litigation. It's just, you're just not allowed to, it's just dangerous business.
Our scientist is talking about Sarah Nathan, who notably did not appear on Melissa Nathan's list of journalists that she spoke to.
Yeah, she excluded
There was
that.
a bunch of people missing. There was her and...
also, she's talking about how she spoke directly on the telephone with Harvey Levin from TMZ, and
that's right.
She names other people at TMZ, but not him.
Not Levin, no. Which is weird, because then I wonder if she's like, does it mean like, you know, if she doesn't mention Levin but mentions somebody else, then is that as much as including, because you're talking to the organization? So is that really an omission?
No, I mean, the court, she was being mandated to tell the court who she had been speaking to.
The people.
Yeah, because it's discovery, so they're supposed to corroborate.
Of course, that makes sense.
Go to those people.
Certainly.
On August 10th, Miss Case advised Mr. Heath, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, and Miss Coslow that, in quotes, Miss Case said this, okay, we've also started to see a shift on social due largely to Jed and his team's effort to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. The same text thread features several instances of amplification. This is underneath this one. Okay, Miss Abel circulated a TikTok posted on May 17th, 2023, the previous year, by Megan Rafter that featured a video of Miss Lively patting Mr. Baldoni on the shoulder on set. At the time, Miss Abel circulated the link. The three most recent comments included, in quotes, "Is this the alleged making everyone feel uncomfortable on set accusation?" In quotes, "It looks like he can't get her attention. I'm truly stuck on Blake being the problem." And a quote, "This is one of the reasons why I don't believe the bullshit that is circling around." When transmitting the TikTok, Miss Abel noted that it, in quotes, would be great for the digital team to boost this in any way possible. Miss Case responded, "We'll flag to them." Look at all those comments were attacking her.
That's fucked
You're
up.
not supposed to do that. Miss Abel circulated a TikTok posted on January 7th, 2024 by an individual with the username The TV and Movie Queen that featured commentary on Miss Lively's alleged problematic on-set behavior on the set of Gossip Girl. With the link she wrote, and I like that this is now getting some viral attention. Miss Abel then texted, sharing this here too in case digital has an idea of how to amplify. And it's the Hollywood Reporter article, Justin Baldoni on why It Ends With Us needed to be adapted. It could actually make a real difference, the Hollywood Reporter.
Why the book needed to be adapted? That's the...
Miss Case responded, "Thank you. We'll share this as well. At the very least, ask for engagement in the comments." So that is not, that's not bad behavior, but what it does show is that sharing this here in case digital has an idea of how to amplify. So that would not be just monitoring either. So I think she's part of these things is her making the case for that they're lying about what Jed Wallace does and what their team actually does, because it isn't just monitoring. They're talking about amplifying and changing the narrative all the time. Okay?
Okay.
Matthew Mitchell shared the following link from Instagram and wrote, "We love a nice shady moment." Miss Nathan responded, "You had my attention straight away when I saw the word shady."
She's just a fucking scoundrel.
She's fucking gross, dude.
She's just a scoundrel.
Okay, on August 13th, 2024, Miss Coslow texted Miss Case bullet points for a story for Allison, hands-off think piece on the whole PR debacle behind the scenes. The bullet points included, among others, one, you have a film with serious subject matter not only being promoted with focus on flowers and clothes, but a PR campaign distracting audiences away from important messaging to play out a high school fight between two stars. 2, why would Blake allow this to happen? How could she? What is she thinking right now regarding her team? And 3, did Blake's inability to relate to regular people and what they want to see just slight her big moment? Miss Case responded, "Yes to all." Also, let's bring in the fact that she promoted a hair care line and her own drink brand as part of promo. That came from Katie Case. All of that we've been listening to for the last fucking year.
That's all Katie Case.
Yes to all. Let's also bring in the fact that she promoted a hair care line and her own drink brand as part of promo. Later that day, Miss Coslow texted Miss Nathan, "Could Allison do think pieces on the bad PR behind the film?"
Dude, I just saw a post.
Sony should fucking sue these people.
A couple days ago, I just saw a post, which it stunk to me like PR on It Ends With Lawsuits.
Yeah.
And it said, step-by-step guide to the racism of Blake Lively.
What the fuck?
And it was like an info chart.
God.
That I didn't even click on it because I knew if I did, I'd be in like a 3-day argument on that sub.
This poor fucking lady, dude. Not to mention, Justin Baldoni admits to the most fucking problematic behavior in his own memoir. And if anybody wanted to do a smear campaign against him, it would be fucking easy. It's unbelievable.
It's that the book is filled with it.
I was just listening to the one chat. Remember I told you about how he went to a wedding in Nashville and his and of the entire wedding party, they had one black friend. And the wedding party, they decided, are you listening?
Yes.
The wedding party decided, the bride and groom decided that instead of throwing rice, like, you know, throwing whatever people throw things at the bride and groom after they get married, they gave everybody bags of cotton.
Yeah.
And so Justin Baldoni tells this story in his memoir where he was talking about how he didn't recognize that his black friend was upset that she'd been given cotton to pull apart and throw, right? And it bothered her. And they didn't recognize that it bothered her until later on. They noticed she was upset and she told them. And what I didn't remember.
Nothing, just your passive racism. And look, by the way, like I'm not going to blame him for that because.
No, but listen, he argued with her about it. And
that I'll blame him for.
I know. Him and his wife, Emily, pushed back and said that that her feelings about it weren't valid because the bride and groom didn't have those intentions. And it took them like a fucking year to actually figure out.
To reconcile.
It wasn't until George Floyd was murdered and everybody had this like national conversation. This was like even after Black Lives Matter. So it's like unbelievable. Like why? Okay. So it wasn't until that he was just like, oh, wait, maybe that was insensitive. And he reached back out to her and had a conversation with her.
Have you considered not throwing anything?
But it was just like, I just can't even imagine having to educate your idiot white friends and then have them about why you're upset, and then have them push back and make it out like you're fucking wrong.
No, I had that happen to. I created that environment for one of my friends, black friends, because it was during Black Lives Matter, and I was on the phone with him, and he said, Dale, I think all lives matter, and I said, you don't want to say that. Don't say that. And he said, what are you talking about? I was like, especially don't say that to anybody who is black. And he said, I already did. And I said, you fucked up.
Okay. It's just like,
but check it out.
That's where all
check
learning,
it out.
I
But
guess.
check it out. So this dude calls me back like 3 days later. He's like, yeah, you were right, dude. I was like, I know I was right, but what'd you do? And he's like, well, I called him up and I was like, yeah, I was on the phone with my friend. My friend gave me shit because I said all lives matter to you. And I told him that you were totally cool about it. And we had a good conversation. And then the dude was like, well, your friend is right.
Of course he fucking was.
But there he is in a situation where this black dude's got to
okay.
educate this white dude.
How exhausting, first of all. Like,
well, I'm glad they're willing to do it, at least, because he walked away from it feeling really bad about it.
Yeah, well, listen,
and then
so
realizing,
about Baldoni,
he's got to,
yeah. There's even more. He talks about how he's like, yes, I understand Black Lives Matter, but so do blue lives.
He said that?
That's in his book. I'm telling you guys, in his fucking memoir.
He said blue lives matter in the book?
I don't want to fucking hear it from these fucking PR people that are doing this. It's so obviously a one-sided attack, because if you actually wanted to fucking bully Baldoni about his fucking... I mean, maybe he's learned since now, but he still printed that in the book uncritically.
Blue lives matter as much as...
There's no such thing as blue lives. Oh
no, that's the most ridiculous thing.
I couldn't even believe he wasn't even like, wait a second, what is a blue life? Do you mean that's a job? You can take off your uniform anytime you want?
And obviously completely, again, like...
So listen, the guy's fucking
to write that, you have to be as, like... You have to be disconnected from it as my friend was.
You have to be conservative pilled. Like,
you have to be disconnected completely. You have to be disconnected. You don't understand the concept of what what Black Lives Matter means.
My whole point for bringing all of that up is not to like, like dogpile fucking Baldoni's like the racism he's still trying to undo, because we're all on a journey. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I don't want to hear it about these fucking, like, everybody's trying to take down Blake Lively for being racist when this guy's sitting right here and his memoir is full of like the worst, cringiest admissions I've ever heard.
Man, I bet you, if the afterlife can look back down upon or look at current life, in other words, like all the dead stars who never saw the internet, if they could look down and they must be, if they can, they're just like, man, did we have it good?
Yep.
Holy shit, bro. You had to like either take out a real expensive ad and buy an article in a major publication, or you got to know the writers like nobody's business, because shit just doesn't get, a bunch of fucking buttheads like fucking Popcorn Planet or us, I guess you could put us there too. We're buttheads, are we?
Yeah, like Jerry Lee Lewis and he would have been Me Too'd.
For sure, man. 13-year-old fucking cousin.
And who's the guy that owned the mansion?
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, he would have been Me Too'd
for sure, dude. I'm surprised that he hasn't, frankly. But that's because they're all fucking in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. But yeah, Me Too'd forever. That guy.
Doug Stanhope has a really, really great bit about how we should all be really grateful that our rock idols died when they did, because otherwise we'd have to watch their downfall.
Yeah, like he was talking. Who wants to see Jimi Hendrix playing the fucking national anthem at the Super Bowl?
Nobody.
He's like, you really want to see Jimi Hendrix playing the national anthem at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, or like Jim Morrison turning into like a conservative old man, like fucking John Voight. For sure he would have, dude. That's like the hippie.
He would have.
The hippie to conservative pipeline is like a straight fucking line.
It really is. He would have went right into it.
Yeah. Instead, we just get to treasure them.
It's such a fucking low-key, like, harsh thing to say, though, right? Like, Stanhope's like, I'm glad they're dead. That's basically what he's saying. I'm glad they're dead.
Because now we get to appreciate them instead of them disappointing us.
They died at their peak. Mm-hmm. And I can forever they'll always be amazing to me. Because it's true, like Roger Waters, like fell off a cliff.
Right.
I like Pink Floyd. I was like, oh, Pink Floyd, oh, Roger Waters, the great Roger Waters. I feel like none of that for him anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still a very talented musician, obviously in one of the best bands of all time. I still have their vinyl. I still play their vinyl. But my feelings for Roger have changed.
All right. Should I continue?
Please.
Okay. On August 20th, the Daily Mail published an article that reported this should be the crowning moment of Blake Lively's career. Lively's launch of her new film, It Ends With Us, has been an unmitigated disaster. And they emphasized that because in the previous text, that bullet points that I was telling you, where they did 1, 2, and 3, they said, did Blake's inability to relate to other people and what they want to see just slight her big moment?
What does
And
it
so
even
they
mean?
think that
Because,
that's
like,
that's a
obviously
quote from that.
they're talking about the movie.
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause
So the
movie
Daily
was-
Mail published an article. So what they're alleging here in this document is that came straight from that phrasing came straight from the publicist to the Daily Mail, because it ended up similar to what their article said, to what their this should be the crowning moment of Blake Lively's career. Lively's launch of her new film, It Ends With Us, has been an unmitigated disaster. And that article is titled How Blake Lively's Fairy Tale Turned into a PR Nightmare.
So this is after the movie.
This is August 20th. Yeah.
Oh, so it's been released.
Mhm.
So why would they call it a failure when it's just an absolute resounding crazy success?
Because she's being fucking dragged in the press.
Very interesting.
The article also reported...
that's what they mean by this should be her crowning moment.
Yeah, but what they're saying is from part 3 of this, so this is an outline, bullet points from these publicists, okay? They're having a conversation.
Okay.
Miss Coslow texted Miss Case bullet points for a story for Allison, and the article is written by Allison Boshoff, okay? So here's a direct line from Baldoni's publicists,
right,
sending an article to the Daily Mail,
okay,
citing the writer's name, Allison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even spelled Alison, so it's a unique spelling of her first name.
Of course it is.
And so she is directly using the same line. It's not like an exact quote. She goes, did this slight her big moment? And she said this should be the crowning moment of Blake Lively's career. So it's like similar. And so they're alleging that it came directly from her. They said that they were going to send this to Allison at the Daily Mail. And they said, and Case responds, yes to all. Also, let's bring in the fact that she promoted a hair care line and her own drink brand as part of the promo. So that was 10 days after the premiere that they started haranguing her about her brand integration. Okay.
I can't wait to find out exactly how it all went down, because I know that Sony had to tie in. So Sony had to obviously sign off on it. So it's very interesting to see how that's going to come out in the evidence. Well, I'm just so interested in how it'll reveal itself in the evidence.
The same article also reported, in quotes, Lively has come under fire for aggressively marketing her personal products, not just her hair care, but her drinks company, seemingly on the back of a film dealing with domestic violence. So they have made a direct link for that narrative in the press coming from Justin Baldoni's publicists.
Well, yeah, I know that's obviously absurd. You read the book. They get drunk in the book, right? Quite a bit?
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On August 21st, Miss Coslow texted Alex Seeley, Carolina Hurley, Dervla McNeese, Miss Case, Miss Nathan, Michael Lawrence, and Riley Long to link to this article, to which Miss Case texted, did she actually come through for us? A bunch of question marks. Miss Coslow replied, yes. And Miss Case congratulated Miss Coslow. Well done, Bree. Miss Coslow confirmed placing this article in deposition testimony. So there you fucking have it. It's an article attacking Blake Lively using these same talking points.
Came through for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's ugly. That's ugly for them.
Doesn't look good for them.
No, that's ugly for them, for sure.
Okay. On August 13th, Miss Nathan messaged Sarah Nathan regarding a forthcoming story about Miss Lively's role in making final cuts in the film. Sarah Nathan texted a draft copy for the article, to which Miss Nathan replied, can't say sources close to Baldoni. Can we say sources close to production with knowledge of the situation? Sarah Nathan responded, perfect. Miss Nathan clarified, and his comment about Blake directing was not about him not returning for the sequel. He was trying to lift her up and give her credit that she's ready to direct. Can't have it seem like he's stepping off that film. Sarah Nathan,
and that's exactly what he said on the red carpet.
Yes.
He said that exactly on the red carpet.
Yeah, this text exchange happened 4 days later.
After the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah
So
Nathan
he was delivering the message.
So Sarah Nathan agreed to amend the article. And this is interesting because we've seen this a bunch of times. Sources close to production with knowledge of the situation.
A scientist who knows her shit said that Wayfair originally planned to have a Valentine's Day premiere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you want to talk about insensitive shit, why don't you do a domestic violence movie?
Yeah, that is really fucking dumb.
On the so-called Day of Love. That would be pretty hardcore.
That's really tone deaf. Oh my God.
If true, yeah. I mean, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's definitely a fall movie.
Also,
it's even set in the fall.
Scientist says it's also telling that Lively was being blamed for the promo when everyone was doing the same promo, including Baldoni, until he went rogue.
That's right.
Well, because they agree on the promo before they do it.
Yeah, no, there's him on a video where he's like arranging flowers with a bunch of these reporters and stuff.
Dude, they had a flower shop in the fucking Baha'i faith fucking movie theater that they own where they have holograms of themselves. Can you imagine loving yourself so much that you made a I would never. I don't care if we became like this big giant podcast, or the book blew up, or I finally get to make a movie and it blows up. No holograms of me ever in any situation. If I become successful and I open up a chain of independent art house theaters, it's never going to happen. But if I did, there would not be a hologram of me greeting anybody anywhere, not on the stage, not at the fucking door, which is where they have it.
I would like a hologram of me, but I would want it to be 50 feet tall. And I would also want it to have like a 10 body, like 10, like best, hottest ever.
Super 10 body?
Just my face. And also super giant, like really like strikes fear in the hearts of men.
Attack of the 50-foot woman.
Yep. That's the hologram I'm ordering. What about you? It's Dale, but he's like Cthulhu. He destroys the city. Okay. On August 13th, Mr. Baldoni sent himself. Okay. Mr. Baldoni sent links to 2 TikTok videos to a group chat with Mr. Heath, Jennifer Abel, Mr. Mitchell, Miss Nathan, Miss Case, Miss Coslow. One linked a TikTok video posted by an individual with the username Some Girl Brittany, in which she spoke about her positive experience working with Mr. Baldoni on the set of It Ends With Us. The other link to a TikTok video posted by an individual with the username Loving Single, in which the creator criticized Miss Lively's marketing of the film as insensitive to domestic violence survivors. See, there he goes. He's screwed. He can't do that. Ms. Abel confirmed, we have this, and this is what the digital team is amplifying already. So did you hear?
Yeah.
One of those videos is criticizing Blake Lively and her marketing of the film. In that same thread, Mr. Baldoni also flagged a celebrity kind interview he did, in which he stated that he wanted a trigger warning for the film, and Ms. Abel confirmed, this is what we're pushing out. And then they're citing, Justin Baldoni hopes It Ends With Us inspires audiences to break harmful patterns. You can choose something different, is the quote they ran with. On August 14th, in a group chat with Miss Nathan, Miss Coslow, Miss Long, Miss Case, Miss Seeley, Miss Hurley, and Mr.
It's
Lawrence.
kind of weak. You can choose something different. Yeah, I'll get vanilla. I usually get chocolate, but I'll get vanilla.
And Miss McNeese sent a TMZ article that discussed sources who had purported that Mr. Baldoni made Miss Lively feel uncomfortable on the set of It Ends With Us, to which Miss Case responded, now we go to war. They're citing Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. She felt kissing scene lingered too long. Feels he fat shamed her, TMZ. Miss Case then asked for a call with Miss Coslow, who responded, we need Jed too. Now we go to war. Bitch, about what?
That's so
You guys are going to be ruined.
Yeah, well, now they are.
You're so stupid.
Because people they make themselves bigger than they are, you know?
Don't
more
people
important than they
recognize,
fucking are.
Don't people recognize that there is one side that always loses the war? You can't just go to war.
There are casualties on both sides is what you really mean to say. No matter who wins, there's casualties on both sides.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the real the real problem with this fucking stupid mentality, but it's not a mentality. Here's what I'm excited about. Katie Case. That shit's going to be fucking juicy, dude. Like, this chick has got some stuff to say. She mouths off.
Yeah, she's fully on board with the smear campaign.
Yeah, she is employed and engaged. So I'm excited to see what actually comes of it. I hope it is these signal chats, but it doesn't matter, I guess, as long as they're fucking juicy.
All right, I'll read this last one and then we'll wrap up, okay?
Okay.
On August 15th, Miss Case had a phone call with James Vitushka, then reporter at the Daily Mail, and later that day sent Mr. Vitushka helpful links regarding Miss Lively and Taylor Swift. On August 17th, the Daily Mail published an article titled, how Blake Lively copied best friend Taylor Swift to promote It Ends With Us before turning the singer to help crisis manage Blacklist and Justin Baldoni. Wait, okay, this is such
Before
a weird,
turning to the singer
before
to
turning
help.
to singer to help crisis manage Backlash and Justin Baldoni drama. Sorry, guys. How Blake Lively copied best friend Taylor Swift. Okay. The article incorporated links provided by Ms. Case to Mr. Vitushka and reported that, according to an insider, in quotes, Blake is trying to get Taylor to help pull her out of this mess by using their friendship for interviews and other promotional work directly related to the film amid the current backlash that she's getting. And that Miss Lively laughed at the concept of making herself available to domestic violence survivors. It further reported, the source told Daily Mail that Blake thinks she's getting set up by people around Justin, so he doesn't have to come clean about his behavior on set. Instead of cementing her as a movie star, it has served only to show how out of touch she is. Ms. Case acknowledged her involvement with the article in her deposition testimony, and Mr. Vitushka admitted his involvement in drafting the article. OMG, we ran Taylor while I was moving. Thank you again. Guys, this is bad.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, look, it shows, here's what it shows, right? I mean, you can judge whatever. It shows that they are absolutely actively trying to influence the way people feel about Blake Lively.
Who is not their client.
Who is not their client.
Who's not their client.
I mean, I know you keep getting stuck on that, and that's not how PR totally works. Yes, PR, you can say, hey, you got to take care of me, and they do. But PR also does try to spin stories that are, to divert or subvert.
If they're focused on the other person, they are making themselves liable in civil litigation.
Well, we know
like,
that.
I don't know why they don't think that they're going to get away with this.
If they're well, first of all, that's only true though if they're planting lies. That's only true if they're planting lies. They, so public figures, particularly celebrities, they give up a right to privacy that you and I normally have. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we wouldn't have it now, probably, because we have like 100 people here tonight.
A scientist said, don't tell me that Grab Your Friends, Wear Your Florals didn't come from the same team as Grab Your Friends, Bring Your Tissues. One of the very first things that I saw Expatriarch do was this really great video where he compiled all the times that Grab Your Girls, Wear Your Florals was mentioned in 2 weeks prior to Blake Lively ever uttering it. So they were doing weeks of promo ramp up where they were all over globally, like all over the world. They had been using that tagline before she ever used it.
Yeah.
So it makes it
came out of a marketing department.
Yeah. It made it absolutely clear that was Sony's tagline that she was being told to say.
Or it could have been the Ryan Reynolds marketing company. It doesn't matter, but it was approved.
But it wasn't hers is the point. And
certainly not.
He did a really great job with that. A scientist said tone deaf promotion is like Wayfarer's specialty if you look at 6 feet apart. Oh, really? Well, also, It Ends With Us. The book had tone deaf marketing.
So interesting because a scientist is saying that they boycotted 5 feet apart because of the stealing from a dying man. I too cannot watch that movie. Like I just won't do it. Like I've thought about it and I don't want to watch it. I don't want to give it my eyeballs because I believe Flores.
Yeah.
And I think that he got double fucked. I think that Flores went to a lawyer like Baldoni, whom he thought would be
Friedman.
Like Friedman, whom he thought would be this champion for him, and who had this ability to squeeze out justice from the grips of or pull from the grips of these like Hollywood mogul types, justice for the little guy, so on and so forth. I believe that Brian Friedman fucked that kid. I believe that he settled that case on that kid to try and get into Sarah Witz's good books, to get into the $1 billion payroll.
I agree.
And that's inevitably what happened. And when you when you look back at the evidence and you see how Friedman was brought in, now you think about it, but it's when you look back and you see when Friedman is being brought into this case, which is brought in by Nathan and Abel, right? So they say he's on the ready, whatever, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
They're the one pushing him into the picture. Remember that Brian Friedman not only sued Justin Baldoni, but represented this guy and then settled that case. Later, we learned that Travis Flores was unhappy with that settlement, did not want to settle. And I know this because I've been pressured by an attorney to settle. They basically tell you, if you don't, there's nothing more I can do for you. I don't believe you're going to win a trial. God. They go back on what they said. I had the biggest attorney in Hollywood. It was the two titans. It was going to be Jay Laveley of Laveley and Singer. Today, Marty Singer is considered one of the biggest, if not the biggest, entertainment attorney in litigator in Hollywood. We were up against that firm with Bertram Fields. Burt Fields, look him up. This guy represented Michael Jackson and just the bigs of the bigs. And that was our lawyer. So we had this like big, like fucking, showdown between attorneys. That was, I forget where I was going on it. Sorry.
It's just really amazing that that an attorney can say, you know what, we've changed our strategy, and that instead of doing a trial like we promised you that we would, we're actually just going to settle, and you're going to be fucked.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that Burt Fields was like the best, not just the best litigator, but the best trial attorney in Hollywood, considered to be the best trial attorney. We wanted to go to trial from the start, unless we got all of our rights unobstructed back from DiCaprio. Right?
Yeah, you're like, you just wanted them to stop the fucking nonsense.
5-6 months into the case, after deposing Leonardo DiCaprio, not long after deposing Leonardo DiCaprio, they kicked us to the curb. Our case only got stronger. You saw the evidence. Our case only got stronger. Like when you look at the actual evidence, it's overwhelmingly in our favor. Mm-hmm. Like it's overwhelmingly in our favor. It's ridiculous.
no one on their side can articulate why they were so upset with you.
No.
And no one can deny that they did the things that they're not allowed to do. Like making everybody, all of your associates and friends, choose a side. Like they were boastful in their depositions that they were
boastful.
Yes.
And there was no like offense bias. Like you cannot find a single thing that we did, because we did do nothing.
Yeah.
And so there was no offense we committed against them.
Right.
So you can't find an offense, and it's there. It's apparent it's all like Tobey Maguire saying, he said. That's all. That's the fucking,
Toby also totally admits in his deposition that he went into Jersey Films, where RD had just gotten a 3-picture deal, and he held a meeting at Jersey Films just to shit talk them.
To get him to not work with us. And we lost a 3-picture deal with Danny DeVito's company.
Yep.
Who was from New Jersey. He's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. That's why he loved being a part of It's Always Sunny, because he's a Philly guy all the way.
So Tobey Maguire admits
and
that he
Artie
did this.
Robb, by the way, worked with Danny DeVito in Matilda.
Like, there's just no way that they should have gotten away with that shit, dude. You're not supposed to do that.
So my point is that our evidence got stronger, and our attorneys dropped us after our evidence got stronger.
Yeah, because they want to get paid. It's fucked.
Because they just didn't think that they were going to get paid, and they didn't. And what they said was they didn't want to put a movie star on the stand.
Yeah, fuck. That's your job, dude. Why don't you select a jury that doesn't give a shit? Like that's your job.
The point is they fucking lie to you to get your case, because what it turned out to be was Burt Fields trying to force a settlement where he'd get paid the majority of the fucking money that we got. And when he didn't get what he wanted, his bag of money, he reneged on the deal that we signed with him, which is the deal that he would take this to trial, take our case to trial. So now we ended up in a situation where it's just a pure money pinch at that point. It's just all money pinching at that point. So he drops us off at the curb with with a $1 million legal bill. So we owe $1 million. We got no attorney and we got no case. So if you're Travis Flores and Brian Friedman is turning around saying, you got to do this or I'm dropping your case. And Brian Friedman, I'm telling you right now, is going to attach all of that money to that case. That's going to be money owed to that case. Flores was fucked.
Yep.
He had to take a settlement because his lawyer fucking forced him into that settlement, and then later went on to represent the defendant from that case.
Fishy as fuck.
It stinks, bro. It stinks. And after the guy dies. The fucking guy dies.
I'm glad that you wanted to read the Travis Flores. It was the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
Against Baldoni.
Yeah, we're gonna revive that for the trial.
Yeah, because he describes all the ways in which Travis Flores' story showed up on the screen in Baldoni's movie without any attribution or consultation. That he read the story, or he alleges that he read the story and then just put it into his script.
Yeah, and
and it's like a long fucking list, and it's all very, very specific details that you're like, okay, that isn't just random.
Liability aside, I think it's definitely obvious to me. It's obvious to me that Justin Baldoni took the guy's story. Mm-hmm. That he took these specific elements gives him something to fight with. But it's without doubt for me that he met this guy, that he heard this guy's story, or that somebody pitched this guy's story.
Right.
And he was just like, man, that's a fucking brilliant movie. That's a brilliant movie. I'm just going to make it.
Yeah. Because he didn't know that, he probably didn't know nor care that there are rules about this kind of stuff. Mr. Hands 57.
It's just unethical. There isn't anything illegal about that. You can do that, but it's illegal. It's not illegal. It's illegal to plagiarize the story.
Yeah.
But that's how you end up with like, what is that? What was that one? You had, the one with Bruce Willis in the asteroid.
Oh, Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
And then you had the one with Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, like Impact.
Deep Impact. Deep Impact.
Shit,
it was both like
at the same time. I know.
Yeah. That shit goes down in Hollywood all the time, unfortunately.
There were like 2 volcano movies at the same time, two tornado movies at the same time,
shark movies, whatever.
Mr. Hands 57 said 5 feet apart, 6 feet apart, and they'd be out of the frame.
That's really funny.
Fucking Norm Macdonald in our
Deuce is fucking laying it. He is a funny dude. Because he calls himself Mr. Hands. I was like, maybe I'm misgendering him. No, he calls himself Mr. That's very funny.
A scientist said, I'm also disgusted by the straight washing of a gay man's semi-autobiographical story. I didn't even think about that too, man.
How's that?
That the straight washing.
How's this?
So Travis Flores is a gay man.
Oh, I didn't know
his
that.
autobiographical story, I guess,
so it was about marrying a man, obviously.
Yeah, but he turned it into a straight story.
I did not know that. That's horrible.
Well, I mean, maybe he thought that would cover up. It's like, it's not the same story.
It's also more commercial. Potentially more commercial.
Adam 77 said, your story is wild. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Read the book. You'll love it.
It's a fucking great book.
It's a super good ride.
What's really great about that
Don't take my
book,
word for it too. Go check out the what do you call it? The audition.
reviews.
The reviews, yeah.
What's great about your book too is it's really immersive. So you really like the reader is put right into the fucking scene. So you're in 90s Hollywood hanging out with these guys, and it's like super easy. to imagine yourself right there.
I wrote the book in the time and heavily in dialogue. I wrote it like a novel. It's not. I didn't write it like you would write a normal memoir. Like I just read Nobody's Girl, Virginia Giuffre, and that is very much like first person narrative, very little dialogue, just kind of telling what she's seeing and going through, as opposed to this book where it's actually like you're in the scene with the people hanging out at the parties. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's our show. We are going to dig into what you guys have all learned already and come back with our commentary on it.
I didn't finish this document, by the way.
And we'll get through this as well.
I'm on page 21 of 34. There's it's a fucking long list of all of this stuff, but we haven't even finished the first half of August
Yeah,
yet.
I can't wait to get into it. I really do, because I think we are uncovering a lot of
this
juice.
much of their smear campaign happened before, within, before the premiere, and then within the first week after.
Yeah.
That's as far as we got in this fucking document.
Cosmic, as you said, it is definitely more commercial. That's true. I mean, obviously, straight is going to be more commercial than gay. But you never know. You can have these outside hits like Brokeback Mountain, and all of a sudden, boom, it's just this big thing. Everybody's talking about it. So, it's just all about what strikes a chord, because I think that's one of the sort of things that takes away from it when you straight wash it, as you put it, is because with that core story and that incredibly human pain, it dissolves those barriers that some people have in terms of sexuality and sexual preference and just, whatever, just being all fucked up in your brain about things like that. It's one thing about Brokeback Mountain that I thought was so great, was that like straight people who were maybe, sort of on this, borderline, if not full blown homophobics, what would you call them?
Homophobic?
No, homophobics. No, what would you call it? Isn't there? I'm missing the word. Weird. Anyway, it's because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, you never know. You guys have a beautiful night. It's great hanging out with you guys. I hope you'll be back again tomorrow, where we're covering the rest of this stuff and whatever else we missed. And good night. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.